The following is a presentation of the Orange and Blue Sports Network, the official home for student play-by-play at the University of Florida College of Journalism and Communications, and the official broadcast partner of Florida Gators Club Hockey. Now let's take you ringside with Jamie Goldman and Rob Russo. It's Florida Gators Club Hockey on the Orange and Blue Sports Network.
Welcome back into the Orange and Blue Sports Network for another broadcast of Florida Gators Club Hockey. I'm Jamie Goldman alongside Rob Russo, and we have a great matchup on hand tonight. Florida Gators Club Hockey faces off against the Georgia Bulldogs for the second time in 2 nights. Last night, the Gators couldn't get it going. It was a fan bus for the first time in program history. The national championship banner was unveiled last night, but unfortunately, they couldn't get it done on the ice, falling to Georgia last night 6-1 here at the Igloo. Rob, how are we feeling about tonight's game?
Yeah, listen, 6-1, not the result that you want to see, especially on a banner night with a whole bunch of your fans in attendance with the fan bus. It was an unfortunate turn of events for the Gators. They had things that they had some good momentum there in the second and third periods, but the bounces didn't go their way, the calls didn't go their way, and unfortunately, it was just too much for them to overcome.
Yeah, but the great thing about college hockey is that you get to do it again here tonight. So the Gators get a chance to do it tonight. What do the Gators need to do tonight? What are kind of the keys to the game for this team for them to kind of come back and win tonight?
Yeah, well, first for me is sticks on the ice, and we'll get into this in the interview that will be airing later with head coach Frank Pasquali. Sticks on the ice. Last night, Georgia had a whole bunch of open passing lanes all over the ice. They were able to move the puck around at will, find open lanes in the passing game, and then that led to open shots, great opportunities for them. And on the other end, the Gators just weren't able to do so. They had more shots on net, but the quality of those shots just wasn't the best, just because they weren't able to set up their plays as effectively with less effective passing. And then Georgia was out there blocking shots with the sticks, down with the bodies. They were just doing a really good job clogging up and frustrating the Florida Gators. So going into tonight, they got to kind of flip the script there, take advantage, and go into it kind of doing what Georgia did last night. Yeah,
kind of take a page out of their book, give them a little bit of their own medicine here. Sticks in lanes, bodies in lanes, blocking shots. Have a rubber diet tonight. Go out there and eat pucks, that's what we're looking for.
Yeah, absolutely. Got to put your body out there, especially against such a physical team like Georgia. Second on my list of takeaways would be definitely got to have some smarter passing. Some errant passes that went across the center of the ice, and Georgia was just able to, on a really fast back check, jump on top of those passes and create opportunities. They were really quick and really effective on the counterattack and really fast in transition, which leads to number 3, stop the rush. Georgia was able to jump out of their defensive zone and head down towards Connor Lee last night, pretty much unstopped. And because they were able to do that, they were able to get quick shots on net. Even if they weren't all goals, they were getting great chances out in front.
Yeah, I agree. It's going to be really important for the Gators to, like you said, stop the rush. Last night we saw Georgia's breakout in the defensive zone transitioning into offense. It was very good. It was very smooth, and we saw that a lot. You got to talk to Coach Frank Pasquali a little bit about that a few minutes ago. Let's take a look at that conversation now.
How are you doing, everybody? Joined here today by head coach Frank Pasquali. Frank, a difficult game last night. Didn't go your way, but a lot of fans here in attendance. Was that a big motivating factor for you guys? And just how did it go for you?
Yeah, well, we started off the night. There was a lot of anticipation, a lot of excitement. There was a buzz in the building, and it was great to have the fan support we did. And, Georgia, to their credit, came in and played a fantastic game. And, we came up on the short end, but, we look forward to bouncing back tonight.
Right. And, again, a struggle last night, but we talked about it on the broadcast. 6-1 wasn't necessarily kind of the story of the game. You guys played some really competitive hockey there, especially in the second and third period. What did you like from your guys last night, and then what could you take from that performance into tonight?
Well, I agree. We had chances. We outshot them. When Georgia had their chances, to their credit, they buried them. They did a fantastic job of being opportunistic and finishing. And, we did a bunch of things well, though. And so we're going to build on those things and, play to our strengths a little bit more than we did last night. And hopefully that'll help turn things around for us.
Right. And, just a couple things that, I was noticing and just want to get your thoughts on it. How important is it going to be to close off those passing lanes for Georgia? And I noticed that, Georgia was finishing their passes really quick kind of knew where everybody was. How important is it going to be to just get those sticks on the ground and cut off those lanes for them that gave them so many opportunities?
Yeah, well, that's a really good point. We've talked about the things that we need to do to limit shut down their passing lanes and limit their opportunities. And honestly, we're so new into this season, and it's a long season, and we haven't practiced very much. So some of the things we talked about with the team was this is a process, and it's going to take some time. But we don't have a lot of time because the puck's dropping soon. But we've talked about the things we need to do, and hopefully that plays out for our favor tonight.
Yeah, and just a lot of times you don't get a chance to go right back at a team that you just faced the night before. Yeah. In this league, you do have that kind of opportunity based on the travel schedule and things like that. So, is that going to work to your advantage tonight? You saw them last night. You kind of know what they're going to throw at you. Maybe have those adjustments right now, come back into it 24 hours later.
Yeah, and I think at this level, the teams are good enough where in our league, anybody could beat anybody. And so we understand that. Georgia understands that. And so it's kind of like today's a new day. Yesterday's forgotten, and this is going to be a new game. And honestly, I believe it's going to be a great battle.
Sounds good, Coach. Thank you from down here. We'll send it back up top to myself.
That was Rob with head coach Frank Pasquali here. As you hear the buzzer sound, that signals warm-ups coming to a close here. They're going to pick up the pucks, and they're going to get ready to go here against Georgia night 2.
Yeah, I'm really excited for it. We talked about the keys to the game. Really, just one more thing. Just kind of trying to, on that last point of, stopping those rushes, really need to anchor down at neutral ice. Be able to hold them in neutral ice, stop that quick transition offense from getting to leave faster than they can get back. And if they could do that, I think that they could hold Georgia off the score sheet much more effectively in this one.
Yeah, and that's kind of something we saw Georgia do to stop the attack of the Gators last night. Every time the Gators kind of got something going, Georgia did a really good job of staying tight, staying in their positions and keeping sticks in lanes and stop the Gators' attack from really getting going. So I'm looking for the Gators to kind of flip the script in this one and kind of do that on the other side and stop Georgia. And another thing in last night's game, there was a fan bus here. There was a lot of energy in the building. There could have been some jitters that went into that. It was their first time playing in front of a crowd like that, and it is. Listen, let's give Georgia credit. They're a tough team, and they played really well last night. They came in here and kind of silenced this crowd. Tonight, they kind of got the chance to reset, regroup, get a feel for Georgia last night. So I'm expecting a much different game here tonight.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you there. Georgia, as you said, got to give them credit. They looked fantastic last night, really sharp, always in position, kind of knew where their line mates were the entire way through. And the Gators just were struggling on that front, right? We heard it in the interview with Coach Pasquali that these guys, they're trying to figure each other out, kind of learn their line mates a little bit. Don't get to practice too much with the rink being so far away in Jacksonville. The ice time, it's hard to come by, right? And so the only way to get experience and get better as a team is by getting out there on the ice in real game experiences and learn together as you go.
Yeah, definitely got to learn together, stay together as a team. I think it's just about time for the national anthem, so we'll step aside and allow the PA to take over for the national anthem, and then we'll come back for puck drop in about a minute. Yeah, that was the national anthem, and as you can see, or as you saw during the national anthem, right next to the flag is that national championship banner that was unveiled last night. A reminder, this team won the Division II AAU national championship last season, got promoted to Division I this year, and we saw a taste of Division I competition last night when they played this Georgia Bulldogs team. Unfortunately, didn't get the result they were hoping for, falling to Georgia 6-1 last night. But that 6-1 game, we've kind of talked about it, didn't really tell the whole story of last night's matchup. The Gators competed. Like, it was a pretty competitive game on both sides of the ice. The bounces didn't really go Florida's way, so hopefully tonight they can take some stuff from that game and bounce back tonight, and hopefully the bounces will be going their way tonight.
Yeah, totally, and we'll see how it goes right now as the first line heads out onto the ice. I'm expecting a really hard-fought, competitive matchup. Hopefully it doesn't get too out of control like we saw a bit towards the center of last night's game, but I'm excited, looking forward to it.
Yeah, and here we go. Evan Edwards stepping into the face-off circle for Florida. In the net for the Gators is Connor Lee. On the other side is Isaac Haugen for Georgia, number 40, the goaltender. Last night, Ryan Testino was a brick wall for the Bulldogs, so we'll see how Haugen can match that performance tonight.
Yeah, Testino, our player of the game last night from the opposing team. Two players with 2 goals on that team yesterday, and yet the goaltender was the guy who shined the brightest for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, and already kind of instilling that simplicity that we talked about in the pregame. Mikey Katz, nothing too fancy there, just got the red line and put that thing in deep, put it on net, made the goalie cover it up, and an offensive zone faceoff here for Florida. As Edwards steps into the faceoff circle, wins the draw. Katz on it again. Finds Berkel Jasek. Berkel Jasek steps in, his shot wide. Zelmansky retrieves it, he'll fire. In net, it's loose. Bouncing puck in front. Gators couldn't get a hold of it. But really good buzz, really good pressure in this first minute of play already here from the Gators.
Yeah, I really like what I see there, holding the zone, sticking to their guns. Look already a lot more solid than they did coming out last night.
As Lampinen tries to track that thing down in the corner, he's not able to, but Edwards will come and help him out. Lampinen's on it. Moving behind the net. Lampinen continuing to circle. Looking for Sheets out in front. Georgia able to get a stick on it, and Horowitz will go back and get it.
And that's what we talked about pregame, just clogging up those lanes, able to get a stick out there and clear the zone, get a change and reset.
Horowitz ices the puck. Both teams in the same uniform combinations as we saw last night. Gators in the black jerseys with the black socks and blue pants, blue helmets. On the other side, Georgia wearing the camo jersey, black shoulders, camo socks, black pants with the red stripe down the side of it, and the red helmets. Mazzaros wins that draw for Georgia, but the Gators able to clear out to center. Olenik's on it on a 2-on-1 with Sheets. Tries to find Sheets in front. He finds a teammate in front. Shot stopped by Haugen. Horowitz on it, up top. Played out to neutral ice. The Gators will have to touch up and re-enter the zone.
Great work there on the break by the Gators, able to generate a nice chance, but good job by Georgia's defense, able to lock it down on the 2-on-1 opportunity.
Georgia entering the zone with some speed. Shot on Lee's net, stopped. Played out to the corner. Georgia's back on it. Defenseman comes down to the corner to play it. Cole Rosen on it for the Gators. Puck played behind the net. Waivada made a little hit there. Chip off the glass and out. Very simple play that time from the Gators again, but simple works. We saw that from Maddox Olenek, got the puck out of the zone. Georgia had to reset, and it resulted in an offsides.
Yeah, really good work there by the Gators so far, not allowing a chance to get through to Connor Lee, or a good one at that. Sets up an offensive, or an offside faceoff at the dot.
Lickeshaw steps into the dot to face David Eberle. Eberle had 2 goals last night for Georgia, so he'll definitely be someone to keep your eye on here for the Bulldogs. McCoy moving through center. Puck bouncing around on the wall over there. Horowitz comes out with it. Still bouncing around. McCoy working with Lickeshaw and Ho. That line stayed together from yesterday. We'll see how the lines kind of jumble around today, if Frank Pasquale will move some things around. Big hit in the corner. Lickaschwa on it for Florida. Puck moves through center ice. And Gannon puts it in deep for the Bulldogs. Kind of a weird angle that time from Lee, but able to get it out to center. It's Ho. Drops it from McCoy a little bit too far out in front, and Georgia regains possession. Rims around the board for the captain, Gannon. He'll flip it out to center. Georgia will pick up, but Zelmansky puts that chance to rest. He'll go the other way.
Good work there by Zelmansky, able to get that one away, send it back the other way into the offensive zone, and then get off.
Saw a lot of physicality from Zelmansky last night. See it if we'll see it again tonight. Speaking of physicality, the arm does go up from the referee. Looks like the Gators are going to be getting a penalty as Max Telab is being booked for a slashing penalty. You saw Poole lose his stick there from Georgia, so I think a good call that time, and a tough spot to take a penalty in your offensive zone like that, a long way from your own net. But nonetheless, Telab steps into the penalty box for the first Georgia power play of the game.
Yeah, definitely the right call there. Get 2 minutes on the penalty kill now for Florida, 16.5 to go in the first. And we'll see how this special teams unit is able to get to work here.
Special teams going to be big in this game as Georgia wins the draw, but it does skitter out to center ice, so they'll have to reset. Gannon across the line on the half wall up to a teammate. He fires, big save by Lee. Up top, back to Gannon. Back up to the point, he fires just wide, comes in front, and the net is off. And it will be a whistle.
Great work there by Lee, able to get that blocker out, make a stop, deflect it away. Georgia pressuring now. Gators have to stay in their positions and lock in here as time continues to tick on.
16:03 remaining in this first period. We're still scoreless. The referee takes a look, takes a check, and the puck is dropped. Zelmansky on it, he'll rim it around, but Gannon will stop it. Stick handling at the point. And Zelmansky able to get it clear all the way down. Florida will get a change.
Great work there. More than just a hitter, Zelmansky, very defensively sound, able to get that puck out, get it clear, get a change for the Gators.
Georgia in over the line, trying to set up on this power play. Still over a minute remaining on it. Up top, cross ice pass. Georgia moving the puck around the zone pretty well, but that pass just a little bit behind Gannon, and once again have to reset in neutral ice. About a minute gone on this power play. Georgia hasn't been able to get many opportunities on this one. Florida doing a pretty good job of protecting the house right now. As Georgia works behind the net. A little bit of an errant pass, but able to get it back. But another errant pass out to center. Georgia doesn't look as calibrated as they did last night. A couple of passes going all by the wayside, something we didn't see a lot of from the Bulldogs last night. Maybe celebrated a little bit too hard, I don't know.
It's possible.
Big hit in center, no call. A clean hit that time from Evan Edwards. I believe it was Edwards. May have been Wybata. I think it was by Wybata, actually.
It's Noah Horowitz, or Jacob Horowitz, pardon.
It was Jacob Horowitz. They all have 4 to end their number, 24, 74, and 44, so I got confused there. But it was Jacob Horowitz with the big hit in center. A physicality, something to watch out for here, as I believe that was an icing call. A little bit of physicality at that blue line when the puck was dumped in, but no call as the Gators' penalty comes to a close. So the penalty killing unit is 1 for 1 in tonight's game so far.
Yeah, great work there on the penalty kill. Bending, not breaking, are the Florida Gators on the defensive end there. We're able to stretch Georgia out along the offensive zone. They weren't able to set up too much good stuff on Connor Lee.
Kept in by DiMartini. Cleared out to center. Liercy couldn't get a stick on it, and it goes down for Horowitz behind the net. Noah Horowitz finding Lampinen. Tries to find Katz. A little bit too far out in front for him. Back on it is Edwards. Goes back to center for DiMartini.
Nice move.
Entering the zone with speed, DiMartini throws it in front. Stopped by Poole in front. Good defensive play, throwing that leg out there to get his skate on the puck.
Yeah, right idea from DiMartini, just unable to get through, but I like what I see.
And the puck flipped up, almost went out of play there, but stays in. Larsey on it for Georgia. Mikey Katz is on him. Played out to center. Berkel Jasic's on it with a lot of speed. He gets roughed up there in the corner and loses control of the puck. Comes out to the point. Noah Horwitz on it. He shoots. Stopped. Moved out to the corner. It's Horwitz again. Up top. Played down for Lampinen. Lampinen, between his legs, finds a teammate. It's Rosen looking for Horwitz. Horwitz fanned on that one a little bit, and it's Larsey with a breakaway. One-on-one on Lee, and it bounces in. Looked like Lee got a little bit out of position that time, and it just kind of trickled in behind him, and Georgia is up 1-0.
Yeah, and it's those quick bursts of speed. The Gators looked great for most of that play, but so fast in transition and back on the counterattack. That was one of the big things we mentioned pre-game, and then Lee gets a bit too far deep back into his net, and a nice move puts one past him.
Yeah, Larsey picking up right where he left off last night. He had 2 goals in last night's contest, but he's already getting going here on the scoreboard for Georgia, putting them up 1-0 with just 13 minutes left in this first period. Gators trying to answer. It's Lickeshaw. Lickeshaw throws it in front. Big shot, big save. Nicholas Ho had an opportunity, but Haugen tracked the puck well and made the save. Goes to Lickeshaw. Lickeshaw behind the net. Up to Horwitz. He fires. Stopped by Haugen. Haugen's looked pretty strong for Georgia throughout the first 7 minutes of this game.
Yeah, looked pretty sharp there in the net so far, but the Gators getting a lot more clean shots to the net than they did yesterday, especially in that first period.
Lickeshaw steps into the circle. Wins the draw back to Jacob Horwitz. Horwitz will flutter one through, gets to the net. Haugen stopped.
Don't think he was expecting that one to get all the way through.
Lickeshaw working behind the net. Cycles it behind for McCoy. McCoy looking to find Ho in front. Gators good cycle game, utilizing Gretzky's office right now behind the net. Lickeshaw again. Up top for Waivada. Lickeshaw. McCoy. Lickeshaw on it again, throws it in front for Ho. Oh, Waivada couldn't get a hold of that one, and it's going to be a breakaway on the other end for Georgia. A huge stop. Pad save that time from Lee, stuck his leg out there, tracked the puck well, and kept this a 1-0 game. A massive save early in this game from Connor Lee.
Yeah, fantastic. It could have ended in disaster for the Gators, but Connor Lee able to bail them out in a 2-on-0.
Yeah, Brandon Eng was on one-on-one there with Lee. Lee answered the call. Another shot on Lee's stop, but the net is off, so we'll get a whistle.
Yeah, and Gators need a breath there. Settle down. Again, they're playing really, really good there. They just had a breakdown, missed a shot at the blue line. That one gets through. And how fast is Georgia to pounce on that puck, get 2 guys up ahead, and have a chance at a breakaway?
Yeah, we saw it last night. Florida actually outshot the Bulldogs last night. But Georgia, as you kind of just mentioned, very good at capitalizing on their opportunities. We saw it last night, and we already saw it here tonight with Larsey's goal on that breakaway. That's pretty much the only real opportunities they had was the 2 breakaways, and they capitalized on one of them. So Florida needs to kind of not let Georgia get any chances because they've shown they're able to capitalize. Face-off won by the Gators, flipped out to center ice, and Florida will get a change. Right back on it are the Bulldogs. Pass a little bit too far out in front, so Telab can control. Looking for Troy in center. He's able to knock it down, and it will not go for an icing because Troy touched up. But here come the Bulldogs again, moving through center ice. DiMartini stops it for the moment, but it goes out to the corner, and the Gators are hemmed in their own zone again. Weinstein up to Troy. Troy will throw it in, and it will go all the way down for an icing as he was not able to reach the line that time.
Gators able to get out of it, but DeMartini, I want to see him try and get that puck out towards the blue line instead of out towards the boards, because that one takes a horizontal bounce right back into the slot. If there was a Georgia Bulldog there, he would have had a clear shot at Connor Lee.
Yeah, tough angle off that wall, that time from DeMartini. As Telab steps into the draw. He's been great in the faceoff circle so far this season. Wins another one right there. Back to his defenseman. It's Noah Horowitz. Throws it off the wall. Troy not able to control. And George is right back on it. Puck in front. Lee makes the save.
Yeah, nice save there. Like how Telab uses his body fully in that face-off circle, able to get down nice and low, and then kind of work that shoulder in, get turned around, and flip it back to his D-man.
10:29 remaining in this first period. Just a reminder, we'll be playing an episode of Swamp Slapshot in the intermission report, so stay tuned for that. Our weekly podcast with each episode featuring a member of the Gators team. This face-off won by Georgia. Played back, DeMartini's on it for the Gators. Kind of skittered past Noah Horowitz that time, but Gators are able to get back on it and get it to neutral ice. Georgia will throw it right back into their offensive end. Rimmed around the wall, Katz plays it up for Edwards. Edwards moving in with some speed. Fires one to the net, bouncing around there, and stopped by Haugen.
Nice job closing up the gates there in the net, but a nice opportunity from the Gators down that wing. A lot of speed, almost an odd man rush, 3-on-2 from this line of Edwards, Katz, and Lampinen. And they'll stay on the ice and try and keep it going.
Yeah, Edwards in the face-off circle for the Gators. Draw one by Edwards. Back to Katz, his shot blocked. Roughed up in the corner, Edwards comes out with it. Gators right back on it, it's Lampinen. Lampinen circles, fires, stopped. Lampinen roughed up behind the net there. Gets right back up though. Georgia moving through center on a 2-on-2 break. Big hit! Noah Horowitz lays the boom.
And just incredible positioning there really from Horowitz to lay that hit. Wasn't even like he was planning with a bunch of speed to come in. As I'll let you take over here.
Puck bouncing around, Lee doesn't know where it is. A quick whistle kind of saved the Gators that time. Oh, and here we go. As DeMartini has a player on the ground. There's a kind of scrum of bodies right there huddled around the referees. There's a Gator on the ground. There's a Georgia Bulldog on the ground. Let's see what'll come out of this. Thankfully, no goals will come out of this one. But I wouldn't be surprised if some players are going to the box for either team. As it looks like a Bulldog and a Gator, they may be taking two of each right now.
It looks like it.
The refs are playing no games with this right now as Noah Horowitz and Quinn DeMartini are in the box for the Gators.
And that's Graham Baird and number 26, Josh Massaros, in the box for Georgia.
It's 5-on-5 hockey as every player in the penalty box got a 2-minute minor for roughing. So it's 5-on-5 hockey here, and all four players will get out of the box at 7:18 and a whistle. So once the clock passes 7:18 and then the next whistle, DeMartini and Horowitz will come out for the Gators, and Laird and Mazzaros will come out for the Bulldogs. But for right now, it's 5-on-5 hockey, but both teams a little shorthanded on their benches, losing two players as Radoff gets crushed in center ice, but the Gators able to get it right back and put it in deep. So,
well, just quick correction, I believe that's a 5-minute major for fighting on the board there.
Oh, it is a 5-minute, you're correct. So my mistake. So looks like Horowitz got a 5-minute major. I'm not sure if all four got a 5-minute or just Horowitz. But it is 5-on-5 hockey.
Yes.
So
yeah, but I believe it should be non-releasable for both teams.
Okay. So we'll keep an eye on that, but I think you're right, Rob. But we will keep you guys updated as we see it. But as of right now, who is on the ice? Zach Zelmansky. He'll play it up the boards. Right back on it behind the net is Zelmansky. Rainoff. He'll flip it up towards center. Not able to get it out of the zone, though. Needed a little bit more mustard. Zelmansky right back on it for Sheets. Sheets cross ice for Olenek.
Like the idea there from Sheets, just a bit too far out ahead of his man, McCoy.
Yeah, quick pass cross ice for Olenek. Couldn't find the target, though. Bulldogs on it. Played back for Jacob Horwitz in his own end. Right back to Horwitz as they play a little pitch and catch on the D there. Ho couldn't get it all the way in. McCoy forces a turnover in front. It's loose. Looking for Ho. Can't find him. Rimmed around the wall. Kept in by the Gators. It's McCoy. McCoy circles back. Up top for Waivana. Over to Horwitz. Horwitz will fire towards the net. Stopped by Haugen. It's in front. Right back for Waivana. He'll put it in to the corner. Down for the Gators, looking in front, shot. It's loose, Lickachwa. Couldn't get a stick on it. Horwitz has it again. The Gators are buzzing right now.
Oh, it's a matter of time here. They're holding the zone. They're staying strong.
This has been the best shift we've seen all game from Florida. Horwitz behind the net. Looking for Ho, can't find him. Waivana's on it. These Georgia defenders have to be getting tired. Played again behind the net, it's McCoy.
Physical battle in front, and it looks like
the arm goes up.
It's going to be a high stick.
Are the Gators going to get a penalty here? It looks like they are.
Yeah, that's going to be on. That's going to be on Jacob Horwitz. He was in a really physical battle in front with Bill Martin in front of net, and I think his stick just comes up. Both sticks were up in the air, but it looks like Jacob Horwitz's pardon will clear.
Yeah,
Jacob hit the chin.
So a lot to unpack here because all 4 players from the penalty box did just get released. So it looked like it was just a 2-minute. I don't know why they put up the 5-minute on the board there. I don't know what that was about. But all 4 players were released. So Noah Horwitz leaves the box. Jacob Horwitz enters the box. So the Gators find themselves on another penalty kill right now. 5-on-4 power play for the Bulldogs. Jacob Horwitz, a 2-minute penalty. I believe it was high sticking.
Yeah, it was high sticking.
Referees talking it over with the Georgia coaches right now. Little deja vu from last night, a little confusion on the ice right now.
Yeah, looking to be sorted out. And
now we have referees coming over to the scores table. Looks like we got this one figured out. It's going to be a 2-minute power play for Georgia, just like we thought. Jacob Horwitz in the box for the high sticking infraction. Mazzaros in the circle against Weinstein. Weinstein gets the win for the Gators. Berkel-Jasek on it. And he'll clear it all the way down the ice. Poole will retrieve in the other end for the Bulldogs.
Nice clear there by Berkel-Jasek. Gets it around a Georgia Bulldog and sends it all the way the length of the ice.
Berkel-Jasek has been very active in this first period. On both sides of the ice, a couple shots, and then we just saw that clear. And another penalty for the Gators. They're going to get Zelmansky. Oh, maybe not Zelmansky, actually. It's a hooking penalty. But the Gators are going to be on a 5-on-3 penalty kill here as Josh Weinstein is on his way to the penalty box for a hooking.
And that's just, the problems keep on piling for Florida. Now 5-on-3 hockey. They were doing really well on that kill, and that one's just going to halt it. Another 2 minutes added to the clock on top of just over a minute to go on Horowitz's. So back to 4-on-5 in just over a minute, but Weinstein's still in the box. Won't be back to even strength for another 2.
Yeah, so a long power play, 5-on-3 for the Bulldogs. A tough situation for the Gators. We'll see how they respond. Gannon has it up top. Plays it to Poole. Back down for Mazzaros, up to Gannon. Gannon has it in his feet, able to regain it though. Back up top for him. Top of the circle, back down to a forward, looking for Laracy in front. Finds him in front, couldn't put it home though. Just missed the net wide. He had Connor Lee beat, but not able to hit the net.
Yeah, Zelmansky's got to make sure to stay out of the crease there.
A good attempt that time from Lickachwa to clear, but Bulldogs were on it. It's Gannon again, moving slowly near the top of the circle, taking his time, surveying the perimeter. Finds a teammate and he scores. A beautiful pass that time from Gannon, found his teammate and roofs it right upstairs over Connor Lee. And that'll make it a 5-on-4. Jacob Horowitz will get released from the box, but the Gators still on the penalty. 1:10 remaining on the Josh Weinstein hooking penalty. So the Gators, once again, finding themselves in some hot water in this first period.
I mean, it's unlucky, it's frustrating, whatever you want to call it. The Gators are having a really, really good period here, but still now down to some costly mistakes on their own end. They're down 2-0.
Yeah, and you talk about the shift of momentum. The Gators had their best shift of the game going down there. They were buzzing all around Georgia's net, but then Horowitz takes the penalty, and then Weinstein takes the penalty, and all of a sudden, the tides have turned. Gators able to get a clear there as Weinstein's penalty about halfway gone right now. Mazzaros has it in center. Horowitz off the wall, finds Lampinen. Lampinen will curl back. He'll send it all the way down. Katz is on it now. Got to be careful here, still on a penalty kill. Right back on it are the Bulldogs. Lampinen tried to make a play in center, but the Georgia forward able to get past him as the puck is blocked on the way up and out of play.
And nice work by Quinn Diamartini, able to get his stick down in the shooting lane, block that one up high so it doesn't get by to Connor Lee as this penalty almost expired. Thankfully, Gators going to be back to some 5-on-5 hockey just soon enough.
Yeah, hopefully they can kill the rest of this penalty as Lampinen steps into the circle against Mazzaros, wins the draw. Couldn't play it. Lampinen gets some speed going the other way. Lampinen for a teammate, Katz. Katz on his way, scores! Mikey Katz, the backhand shot, put it past the goaltender. A nice assist from Lampinen, and the Gators are on the board.
That one all comes down to the speed and awareness of Keegan Lampinen. Able to get a stick on that one, poke it ahead, and he was off to the races. Mikey Katz trailing behind, a beautiful pass right on his stick in front of the defender where no one else could get it, and that comes down to Mikey Katz, all the skill he has to put it past the goaltender.
That could be the momentum shift that the Gators needed here. Getting that shorthanded goal, the defenseman kind of lost it in his feet. Lampinen took it with speed going the other way, found Mikey Katz going to the net, and Mikey Katz put it home. Like we say, Mikey Katz, such a great nose for the net, a very shifty player, and the Gators cut the Bulldogs' lead in half. Weinstein's penalty comes to a close, back to full strength.
Keegan Lampinen 0-60 in 2 seconds, not even.
Yeah, showing off the wheels was Keegan Lampinen that time, and Mikey Katz was right there with him, and the Gators are right back in this game. Played along the wall. 2 Gators and 2 Bulldogs are on it. Played out for Brody Sheets. Sheets couldn't control it. Bulldogs send it back down. Horowitz on it. He'll chip it up to center ice. It's Gannon. He'll throw it back to his defensive partner. Out to center ice. Good job holding the line that time from Waivada, not letting the Bulldogs in the zone. Pass looking for Edwards, couldn't find him. Once again, Brody Sheets not allowing the Bulldogs to get in. So a couple of nice neutral ice plays this time from the Gators. I like the way they're back checking, coming back, regrouping.
Yeah, staying solid in their positioning. That's really been a big difference maker in today's game compared to yesterday's.
Right back on it are the Bulldogs in their defensive end. Chip it out to center. Couldn't get a stick on it. Zelmansky has it now. Back down for Berkel Jasek. Berkel Jasek will try a chip off the wall, and he moves through a couple of Bulldogs. Finally gets stopped by Gannon, the captain, as he gets roughed up a little bit by Likashwa as he puts it in. Right back on it are the Bulldogs. In front, not able to get it. Goes the other way. McCoy puts it past a Bulldog. The Gators enter onside. Out in front, looking for a teammate. Couldn't get him as he crashed into the net. The net is clearly off right now. The referee's not blowing the whistle. Goalie changed, fixed it, and we're good to go. Puck back out to center. It's the Bulldogs. It's Poole. His shot wide. McCoy is right back on it. Entering with some speed now are the Gators, but they entered offsides. Nicholas Ho, a little bit overeager that time, went in before McCoy, and they were offsides.
Yeah, just a stride ahead, coming in with speed, didn't have a defender on him, so I think he got caught up a little bit at the blue line. Ho was not caught up at the blue line, came in with too much speed, offsides pretty clearly.
Yeah, just another reminder, episode of Swamp Slapshot, our weekly podcast here on the Orange and Blue Sports Network, will be shown in the intermission, so don't go anywhere when that buzzer rings. Noah Horowitz shot on, stopped by Haugen, and it'll result in another offensive zone faceoff for the Gators.
Nice shot there from Horowitz, had a clear lane, gets a stoppage, gets a faceoff for the Gators.
Faceoff won by the Bulldogs, but kept in by the Gators. Choi does a good job getting it down to Telab back there. Telab out in front for Weinstein. Weinstein backhand shot. Couldn't get through.
A lot of Bulldogs in front, not enough room for Weinstein to get it through, but a really good effort staying on the puck.
Flipped out to center ice. Noah Horowitz on it. He'll send it off the boards. And big Josh Weinstein is on it. Makes a move. Backhand shot. Stopped by Haugen. Another shot, this time Horowitz slap shot. Right into the chest of Isaac Haugen. He makes the save.
Yeah, nifty move there from Weinstein around the edge, gets it to the backhand, rips it off cleanly, and it was saved, makes its way back out to Noah Horowitz, takes another slap shot. That time I think the puck was spinning up in the air, didn't quite get all of it, and saw it right all the way through to the net.
As Edwards, Lampinen, and Katz step in for the Gators. Face-off won by the Bulldogs, kept in by Jacob Horowitz. Down to Lampinen for Edwards. Gators working on the cycle game very well tonight. So far, no goals to show from the cycle game, but that is likely to change as a player goes down behind the net. Mikey Katz may have gotten away with one right there. Played off the glass. And on it for the Bulldogs is Laracy.
Yeah, close there in the other end. Mikey Katz, they got away with a trip.
Lampinen moving with speed again. Lampinen shot, stopped by Haugen, and covered up for a whistle.
Yeah, Haugen stays tall there, able to crowd up that close side of the net and take away Lampinen's shooting lane, cover up, stop the clock, 37 seconds left to go.
And I want to shout out Haugen's set. His pads got the Georgia Bulldog on the bottom, and he's got the Georgia G on the blocker. I really like what he's got going on right there.
Yeah, a lot of style on that end.
Really good style. Got to give credit where it's due. As Georgia wins the draw, gets it out to neutral ice. But I will say a really good bounce back for the Gators after falling behind 2-0 in this period. Able to get the shorthanded goal, and then a lot of offensive zone time in the past few minutes since that goal.
Yeah, I mean, you get that 5-on-3 situation, and really that goal back from Mikey Katz was kind of your get back for doing that. Now it goes back to a 1-goal game as it stood before, and the Gators really did a solid job at 5-on-4 penalty kill this whole game.
Yeah, the penalty kill has looked strong so far for Florida. 27 seconds remaining in this period. Cole Rosen loses the faceoff. So Mansky working on it in the corner, a nice hit, showing the physicality that we've seen all season long. Working on it in the corner, kind of just chewing that clock away right now. A smart play by the Gators. An arm goes in the air. Zelmansky's on the ice. Oh, and Zelmansky's getting pummeled in the corner right now by number 24. All hell's broken loose right now.
Yeah, they got to pull these guys apart there. I honestly really don't think much of that was intentional at all. Couple players fell into one another, think it took it the wrong way, and then Perkle Jasek was in there swinging. A lot of high intensity here at the closing stages of the first period, and we're probably going to see a few more penalties called as this game trying not to get out of hand.
Yeah, no love lost between these two rivalry teams. Perkle Jasek has a smile on his face as he comes out of the pile. The crowd's getting into it now, too. These kids are riled up by the boards. You gotta love college hockey right now.
Oh, absolutely. Got 3 Bulldogs heading into the box, and it looks like just Cole Rosen or maybe Berkel Jasic's going to find his way in there. Maybe he's just having a conversation with the refs. It looks like the Florida Gators might get a – oh, no, we got another guy coming into the box.
I mean, it wouldn't be right if Zach Zomanski didn't find his way to the penalty box here. And Berkel Jasic looks like he's going to join them too. So 3 Bulldogs and 3 Gators find their way to the ice right now, or find their way to the penalty box. Matthew Berkel Jasic, the captain of this team, the president of this team, he'll know how to get this crowd energized and get this bench energized.
I mean, you gotta love it. I mean, you really gotta love it. It's gonna be more 5-on-5 hockey because all these penalties will kind of negate themselves out, it looks like. Everyone should be getting the same call. It's hard to give someone more than the other in a scrum that massive.
And it looks like Jacob Horowitz will have to be stepping in for Berkel Jasic as the captain because Berkel Jasic can't have the conversation with the ref as he's one of the suspects.
He's the guilty party.
Yeah, he's a guilty party. So it's a little conflict of interest and Zach Zelmansky will step out of the box.
Great job by Jacob Horowitz, the attorney at law here for the Gators.
Defense attorney Jacob Horowitz stepping in.
So we'll see if this leads to a man advantage instead for Florida as everything gets sorted out here in the box. Yeah, it didn't look like, I mean, hard to see with all those numbers, but
it looked like a WWE Royal Rumble in the corner.
It was pretty intense, but much of that didn't come. Players were on top of Zelmansky there in the corner. It didn't look like it was much of his fault, I would say. But if this stands, we'll see if this is a 5-on-4 for the Gators.
Yeah, we're just kind of speculating right now. We don't know what's going to come out of this. The referee's still trying to sort things out.
Yeah, and with 12 seconds left to go, we will be able to, in the intermission break, jump down, and we'll get all the specifics of what went down in the first period. We'll give you a bit of a recap when we come back from break after Swamp Slapshot. But a lot of action here, so you got to stay tuned for the second and third. Still a 1-goal game here in the Igloo.
Yeah. Hey, shout out that scorekeeper. He's been getting a lot of work here in these last 2 nights with all the penalties and all the action.
Yeah, he's got to be stressing in there. Crunching some numbers, really.
He's got to be stretching. That pen's got to be running out of ink here now. I don't know how many slots they have on that score sheet, but you get a penalty, you get a penalty, everyone gets a penalty.
Warrington School of Business might need that guy down there soon. Bookkeeping.
Captain Gannon has a smile on his face right now. So it's good to see that, they can take some humor in this situation.
Yeah, dogfight out there, no pun intended. I'm ready to get back to playing. I mean, how much more can you really work out?
It's kind of funny they scheduled a hockey game during this UFC event.
I know. See, now would be a good time to have Nate here.
Yeah,
to jump in and explain what was going on.
Resident UFC guy, Nate Bilgeray, could really help us out right now.
That's 2 straight broadcast mentions for Nate by me.
Shout out Bilgeray.
Yeah. We'll see if he's listening in.
He's another Orange and Blue Sports Network broadcaster, so keep your eye out for Bilgeray.
Yeah, I'll be with him in the next couple of weeks doing some volleyball, basketball later on.
And
he stays busy.
You can find all Florida Gators home games, both for hockey and all sports, on the Orange and Blue Sports Network. So check us out on YouTube, OBSN Gators, on all social media platforms. Nate told me he's doing a volleyball game tomorrow afternoon versus Buffalo at 3 p.m. from the Exactech Arena. That one will be a radio broadcast on the Orange and Blue Sports Network, so be sure to check that one out. And it looks like we finally are going to resume play here. 2 2-minute penalties on the scoreboard, but we've been lied to before by the scoreboard, so let's take that with a grain of salt right now.
It's going to be, it looks like it's 5-on-4. Gators will have technically a power play here.
It looks
there's 3 dogs in the box to 2 Gators.
Yeah, it will be a 5-on-4 power play for 2 minutes right now. And the number on the board is number 14. So we believe he'll be getting out of the box when the power play ends, Robbie Whitworth. As the puck goes behind the net, and that'll do it for period 1. Another very eventful period here at the Igloo the Gators trail the Bulldogs 2-1. We'll step aside and try to gather all that information that happened in the last 12 seconds here. But we'll step aside as we're going to turn it to Swamp Slapshot, the weekly podcast here for Florida Gators hockey on the Orange and Blue Sports Network.
This is the Orange and Blue Sports Network, the official broadcast provider of Florida Gators club hockey. All season long, OBSN will have you covered both on and off the ice. This is Swamp Slapshot with Jamie Goldman and Rob Russo on the Orange and Blue Sports Network.
Welcome into another episode of Swamp Slapshot. I'm Jamie Goldman, joined by Rob Russo. Our player guest today is freshman Liam Lickeshaw. Liam, how are we doing today?
Fantastic. How are you guys doing?
Doing good, doing good.
Too bad.
Excited to talk some Florida Gators hockey.
Me too, man.
So, before you got here, I just want to know a little bit about you, where you came from, where you grew up, teams you played for. Tell us about Liam Lickeshaw.
All right, so growing up back in a little suburb of Chicago, it was called LaGrange. Played for the Chicago Hawks Hockey Club my entire life. Literally never switched clubs once. I would do AAA spring just to do better. Never really had any desire to go AAA though. I had a great culture at my AA team, the Chicago Hawks. So my last year of high school, I actually double rostered. Played for the Chicago Hawks and for my high school, Lyons Township. That was a great time. I wish I did that all 4 years because playing high school for your school, I played lacrosse for my high school, but I wasn't very good. Playing hockey, actually being good at it, it was fun to represent my school doing that.
So,
for sure.
Why didn't you do it all 4 years, just out of curiosity?
It was a lot of time.
Yeah.
It was every single day getting on the ice.
Big commitment.
Yeah.
So,
every day.
you played for this Chicago Hawks team your whole life. It was probably the same group of guys, right?
It was, yeah.
So, how's that transition been? You've been playing with these same group for 10, 12, whatever amount of years, and now you're here in Florida with these brand new group. You don't know any of these kids, so how's that kind of been going?
I mean, I feel I'm a pretty social guy, so it hasn't been too bad. Jackson Choi and Keegan Lampinen, those guys are at the same fraternity that I'm pledging, so I've been getting to know them very well. Same with Nick Ho and Michael McCoy, those are my line mates, and then just really everyone. I just get along with everyone pretty well, so it's been a good time, I think.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you guys looked really good out there. Those first 2 games, putting up 7, then 6 goals. You were on the score sheet as well, 1 goal, 1 assist last game after we adjusted the score sheet.
They zipped you, man.
Yeah, it was fair. It was fair.
So, that adjustment, right? I mean, getting to know what goes into line chemistry. How much time and practice goes into working with your 2 line mates and, you're the center, you're heading up that line. What does it mean to just, be in practice and just grind it out with those guys?
Well, I talked with Michael a lot about it because, we're both, I guess all 3 of us are skill guys, but Mike was telling me, this isn't a league where you dangle around everybody. You're going to get killed if you do that. Very different than, high school and club and that type of stuff. He's you keep it below the goal line, get gritty, and just keep below the goal line, cycle, try and make a quick pass here and there below the goal line mainly, up to the point, shots from there. Just keep it simple, really. And so I started to do that a little bit, and it was working. We were cycling the puck very well, I'd say.
Yeah, I agree. And, we talked about it on the broadcast a little bit. I don't know if you listened back yet, but really, the big thing was, the combination of, you get those quick passes ahead, the one that you got on your goal and then the nice move in front, or the one that Mikey Katz had on the first goal. But then you also have the goals the one that you almost had an assist on, or, just ones in front where you're really grinding it out, getting those dirty goals, getting in the corners and just really working the puck out. So, how has that balance been for all you guys? Because, all you guys, you do have so many skilled players on the roster as well.
Yeah, it's nice. I mean, it's hockey, just kind of just go with the flow. That's why I love hockey so much. There's not a lot of set plays like football where you have to literally study.
Right.
I mean, we all go to UF, we're all good students, but I'd rather play a sport to play a sport, not to know how to run a route.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of go with the flow, just that's about all I got.
Yeah.
So how does the pace of play kind of compare? Because you mentioned you've been playing AA hockey, you played high school for your school up there, you said Lyons Township or something like that.
Yeah.
So how's the pace of play kind of compared going from AA high school to now the college level?
Honestly, that game on Friday night was most electric game I've ever played in. That was pretty packed. Those guys were really just trying to take my head off. I'd say it was about the same speed, just guys were more trying to like amp up the crowd to kill a freshman that I've ever played against. So that's about it. I don't know. High school and AA. High school is a bit slower than AA for sure. I'd say college is about the same as AA, roughly.
Yeah.
I don't know. I still have to get used to it, so it feels pretty fast right now. But I bet by the time I get used to it, it'll be about the same.
Yeah, and you guys haven't even really gone into like your D1 schedule yet, too.
Exactly.
So I'm sure that'll continue to amp up as you guys get going.
Yeah, like we got Georgia coming up.
Yeah, rivalry game in a couple weeks.
Yeah, good.
You excited? Like, what's going on? You guys talking about the rivalry?
We're all fired up. We're getting a bus on Friday, I think.
Really?
Yeah, we're getting a bus Friday. I don't know about Saturday, but yeah, hopefully. I mean, if the rink was closer, that game would be super buzzy. But
Yeah, I mean, who knows? Maybe fan buses or something. I don't know. We got to do something to get these fans out there.
I know.
Yeah, gotta get something going with that.
Yeah, but it's 4 straight home games, right? It's UGA back-to-back, and then we'll look at the schedule. Now, Tampa, we talked about that last week. That's a D1 squad now. They're back-to-back. I think we're close to it, right?
D1 back-to-back
D1
champions.
D1 national champions, right? Now, you guys are going to repeat. I know you weren't on last year's team. You're going to repeat as national champions, going from D2 to D1. So, then maybe that's a bit of a preview of some playoff action that we're going to see later on in the season. So any feelings going into that one?
I mean, I'm completely new to this stuff. Like, I'm just going to go in with no. I mean, we're going to prepare, obviously, but I'm not going to try and judge them based on what happened last year. We're just going to go in, play our game. We all trust what we're doing, like, with everything. So we're just going to go in, play our game, see how it goes.
Right.
I think we'll come out victorious.
Feeling pretty confident as well?
I'm feeling good about you guys in that one, but we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
So another thing I kind of wanted to ask you about was, how did you end up here? You're from Illinois, you're a Chicago kid, Chicago Hawks. Whoa, how did we end up at the University of Florida in Gainesville?
Yeah, so, the surface level answer is, number one public university, SEC school.
Okay,
surface
so
level.
you were looking for a football school, you were looking for an SEC school.
Yeah, I mean, just a big school in general that I could play club hockey at.
Okay.
Pretty much was me. I mean, I got into the Innovation Academy here, and that's I want to be an entrepreneur when I'm older, so that's going to be a good stepping stone for me. And then, I also loved how the hockey team was, mixed around all the football games, so we would never miss a football game. That was another big thing. Indiana, for example, they practice super late.
Yeah.
Don't schedule anything around football. I talked to that coach. So, and then Florida this place is awesome. How could you not want to be here?
Yeah, for sure. So tell me a little bit about the practices. How often do you guys practice? When do you guys practice? What do the practices look like? What's good with the practices?
Yeah, so, last night was honestly kind of killer. It was 10:15 to 11:45.
Wow.
It was an hour and a half away. In Jacksonville, that's where we practice.
Brutal.
And, so got home at 2:30, got to bed at about 2:45.
Wow.
It's 10 a.m. right now, so I'm sure I could be feeling in a bit better shape, but I'm good. We practice every Tuesday night in Jacksonville. We might be getting another one added to the weekly schedule. I'm not sure yet. I'm not in charge of that type of stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
But what they look like in terms of that, start off with a warm-up drill, get into some battle drills 3-on-3, 2-on-2, that type of stuff. More flow drills, and then another battle drill.
So they got your feet moving. A lot of
moving.
high tempo, high intense stuff going on.
I was pretty gassed last night, very gassed last night.
Yeah, probably by design though, getting you ready for Georgia, getting you ready for Tampa in the third period. Legs got to be ready.
A lot of power play stuff. We were 1 for 11, so we worked on power play a good amount.
Okay, there you go, working on the power play. That was a little bit of a downside in their first 2 games, but good to hear you boys are working on it.
Yeah, that needs to get better for sure.
Yeah. All right, if you don't have anything else, I think that's pretty much going to wrap it up for our second edition of Swamp Slap Show. We want to thank you guys for listening in and watching, and we want to thank Liam for joining us today. Thank you, man.
Thank you guys for having me.
Yeah, no, we had a blast.
Welcome back to the Orange and Blue Sports Network. Rob Russo and Jamie Goldman with you today. It's a 2-1 game. The Georgia Bulldogs lead over the Florida Gators, but an insane ending to the first period. 5 penalties given out, all roughing penalties that led to a man advantage for Florida. Still a minute 48 to go on that power play. How insane was that, Jamie?
Absolutely insane. I mean, you just saw kind of a scrum start to develop in the corner, and then more players joined and more players joined and more players joined, and then all of a sudden it was chaos in the corner. So, yeah, it was wild.
Yeah, absolutely. And I have a list right here. I'll say it to you right now, and then we'll cut to an interview with Captain Maddie Burkle-Jasek. So Burkle-Jasek in the box for the Gators, along with Cole Rosen, and then for Georgia, number 14, Robert Whitwer, number 91, Jake Green, and number 24, Daniel Bartow, all booked 2 minutes for roughing for an insane scrum in the corner. If you missed that, go back and check it out in the stream. It was crazy as the Gators getting ready to hit the ice here for period number 2. We'll send it to that interview, Jamie and Berkey.
Here with Captain Matthew Burkle-Jasek after a wild period, especially that end of the period. What happened in that scrum with 12 seconds left? We were kind of trying to track it and see what went on there, but it was almost like a WWE Royal Rumble right there. Like, what happened there?
Well, you got a 2-1 game here, a couple of rival teams. There's a lot of energy, a lot of passion. So got the puck in the corner, a little bit of a scramble. Guys are going to be pretty aggressive, and you know what? It's part of the game. You love to see it, right?
Yeah, absolutely love to see it. Penalties have kind of been a problem for you guys. You know, you've been in the box. You saw it last night, and it kind of continued here in this first period. What can you guys do moving forward to kind of limit those penalties?
Yeah, guys got to take responsibility. We got to tone it down sometimes. You know, energy's going to be high. We got a lot of new guys that kind of aren't used to environments like this, and it's just kind of getting acclimated. You know, you got to figure out your game and then bring it down a notch when you need to. But certain times, you know, penalties happen. You can't stop them all. Sometimes they're bad calls, good calls, but it's the way of the game, and we're working on it on our end to kind of get our guys to bring it down a couple notches.
All right, I appreciate it, man. Good luck in the second period.
Thank you.
Yep.
And we are back for the start of the second period of action here from Community First Igloo in Jacksonville, Florida. It's the Gators, it's the Bulldogs, it's game 2 of the world's largest indoor cocktail party on ice. And I am excited for it. Gators will start this one off, minute and 48 to go on the man advantage as we kick off.
Yeah, and it's also a party in the penalty box right now, as 2 Gators and 3 Bulldogs in the box right now. Earlier in that period, we saw a similar situation with a couple Gators and a couple Bulldogs in the box, and we're seeing it again now. So a very low tolerance for penalties right now from these referees.
All right, and we will get set for action here. All 3 Bulldogs back in the box. 2 Gators as well, Berkey and Rosen. And the Gators will break out onto the ice.
Yeah, Gators trailing 2-1 right now. Goal scorers for UGA have been Laracy and Gannon. And then Michael Katz got the shorthanded goal late in that first period to cut the UGA lead to 2. So hopefully the Gators can build off that momentum here in period 2. Also starting on the power play, as you mentioned, Whitwer will be coming out in a minute 48 for Georgia.
So an offensive heavy unit of Mikey Katz, McCoy on the opposite end, Lickeshaw centering, and then behind him Keegan Lampinen, the forward on defense, and Noah Horowitz, the alternate captain. Gators, Bulldogs, we're set for action here. It's puck drop in period 2. And away we go. Gators off to a quick win off the draw. Heads out to the right wing on Mikey Katz's side. He'll wrap this one back around to McCoy. Drops out of the zone. Gators will have to reset. Noah Horowitz gets it to Lickeshaw on the blue line. Now it's center ice. Cross pass to Mikey Katz, intercepted by the Bulldogs. And he'll shoot this one deep down towards Connor Lee. No icing as they're on the kill. And now working this one out from behind Lee's cage. And Gators still on the swing. Mikey McCoy gets it to the corner. It's Lickeshaw. McCoy again. Lickeshaw back to the point to Noah Horowitz. Back to Lickeshaw on the right wing. Now behind and in front. Shot. Scores! Keegan Lampinen puts it home. And it's a 2-2 game right early on here in the second period.
Yeah, it was a great find out in front, and then Lampinen does what he does so well, putting that puck upstairs above Isaac Haugen's glove, and the Gators tie this thing up in period 2.
Yeah, a fraction of a second too long there for Keegan Lampinen to hold on to that puck, gain control, and then pick his spot right over the downed goalie, Isaac Haugen. So it's a 2-2 game here, all tied up. A really nice showing there early on the power play from Florida.
Yeah, finally seeing that power play break through. It's something that the coaches have been talking about, and finally we get to see it in action.
Gators once again back on the attack. Weinstein fires so hard that Haugen loses his stick. And now Georgia on the attack. Heading into the zone, Waivada takes a hit along the boards. Back behind the net are the Bulldogs. Larissy gets it back to the point, firing towards Lee, bouncing puck, and the Gators able to recover, now trying to work it out. Dangerous pass on the inside, bounces to the slot, now a foot race with Waivada, trying to get it.
Yeah, Waivada a defenseman, so Weinstein doing a good job recovering for him.
And Waivada very fast along those edges, and now a battle in the corner. Bulldogs come out with it. Don't have the numbers here. 2 Gators back to hold. And now a pass in front, scores! They had the numbers that time. Everybody gets back, and a pass right across the crease beats Connor Lee.
Yeah, not able to pick up sticks in front, and it resulted in a UGA goal. I believe that one was Massaros. Got loose out in front, no Gator there to cover him, pick up his stick, and you know, it was a clear, easy shot for him, and he put it right past Connor Lee.
And 2 players out of the box, Berkel Jasek and another Bulldog, didn't quite get the number there. But now just Cole Rosen and number 14, Robbie Whitwer in the box. Still remaining, it's 5-5 hockey, a 3-2 lead for Georgia. And this game is high intensity, 2 goals quick in the first 2 minutes. Now Georgia trying to get back on the attack once again. That one goes off the stick of DiMartini in front of Lee. He'll try and work it back out of the zone. Can't do so. Edwards now has to get it deep to his man. Skates and sticks battling for the puck. Now worked out to Horowitz, who's able to dump it up ahead. And that one goes off Edwards. And both teams will reset at center ice. Pass ahead, gets away from the Bulldogs. And Lee's got to cover up there, as that one is a hard shot.
Yeah, that
Gets
thing
a piece of it.
Went off the crossbar. Thank goodness, because it got past Connor Lee, but it went off the crossbar and went out of play. Lee's best friend gonna have to buy that post of beer later tonight or something.
100%, but that goes back to some rebound control. He struggled with that yesterday between the pipes. That one just loses control, but presents another opportunity for Georgia, clean in the slot. Luckily for the Gators, unable to go. Georgia wins the face-off draw. Now a battle in front of Lee. Gators able to come out on top with it. Now Sheets ahead down the left wing to Raynov. Raynov, nice pass across, but just gets away. Zelmansky trying to work it in deep to O'Linen. Now it's Raynov in the corner. Berkel Jasek comes up on it, and now he's deep. Sheets covering his spot on the left point. Pass in front is blocked away, and now worked out by the Bulldogs. Sheets pressing on the forecheck. Ahead come Georgia. Nice hit there along the backboards by Zelmansky. What else is new? And now this one worked in deep once again. Hard angle shot. Bounces wide of cage. And now a pass in front, fires and scores. My goodness, a low circle slapper. And the Georgia Bulldogs are back on top by 2 once again.
Yeah, just when you thought the Gators were creeping back into this game, Georgia puts that cushion right back up to 2 goals. Gators trailing 4-2.
Absolutely nasty shot there right up front. Leaks out to number 29, Declan Conway, and he's able to rip that one far side under the blocker.
Yeah, Bulldogs have been quick on it in these 2 series of games. Anytime they get a puck on their stick, they fire it towards the net, and it's worked here in Jacksonville.
Gators still look pretty sharp, though, coming out firing. Fresh legs on the ice. Likashwa, Waivada, Ho, McCoy, and a skater goes down in the Georgia end. This one heads the length of the ice. No icing. Big hit on the boards. Waivada gets a piece of it, and he'll reply by knocking his man down as a receipt. Now it's Jacob Horowitz, dumps it away. Gators try to touch up. They do so, no icing. Likashwa on the far boards. Now it's McCoy, tries to pull it in, fires! And glove save, wow. Nice job there by Haugen.
Couple of things I want to touch on there. I really liked the play from Jacob Horowitz in the defensive end, just kind of clearing that thing all the way down, letting Liam Likashwa win that race down there to negate the icing. And then down in the offensive end, McCoy gets a hold of it, kind of just spins around and fires that thing. That's what we need to see more of from the Gators. Quick shots, weird angle shots, kind of really test this goalie, Haugen, in this second period.
They know they can get by him, and they'll look to do so here. 2 goals behind, 4-2. Cross pass ahead through center ice. Gators able to intercept, now back in the defensive zone for Georgia. Nice block there by Telab at center ice, and a falling pass ahead to Choi, who tries to put it on, nobody home.
And there is a delayed penalty here, so the Gators are about to hop on a power play.
And that's a big one for the Gators. They need to get a goal back in here. Gonna be a tripping call, as Connor Lee will head back to the crease. Alternate captain number 26, Josh Massaros, one of the big-time players, leading goal scorer for Georgia last year, heads to the box.
Yeah, and he's found his way to the box a few times this weekend. No stranger to that penalty box is Josh Massaros.
So Gators, nice opportunity. Offense is humming here. We'll see if they can put one by Haugen. Top line on for Florida. And a quick clear by Georgia. Nice stick by Noah Horowitz. Gators have to touch up. Liam Likashwa tries to play it off the boards, can't do so, squirts out to McCoy. And Lampinen tries to get clean with the stick, can't do it. And Georgia now, tough angle shot, heads back around, and they'll have to reset. 20 seconds off already. McCoy attempts to intercept the pass at center ice. That one will break away towards the far boards. Keegan Lampinen works it across to Horowitz.
Yeah, already 30 seconds off this power play. Gators haven't had really any zone time. Credit to that Georgia Bulldogs penalty kill.
Lampinen gets it across, firing is Likashwa, and covering up is Haugen.
I like that quick pass from Lampinen, followed by the quick shot from Likashwa. Kind of just something trying to get something going here on this power play. 1:16 remaining on it. They'll get an offensive zone face-off. Hopefully they can win the draw and set up.
So 1:16 left to go. Katz, McCoy, Likashwa, Lampinen, Horowitz. Top line of this power play staying out there. Long shift broken up by the face-off. Lampinen works it in with the skate to Mikey Katz. Horowitz comes onto it, pass in front, and that one blocked by the Bulldogs in front of Haugen. Gators lose the zone here, big hit along the boards. Liam Likashwa trying to work it in. Drop pass to Horowitz. Noah Horowitz to Likashwa on the wing. Now in front to Katz. Tries to find Lampinen, same time that worked for that second goal. Unable to get it there. McCoy. Cross to Lampinen. Circles. Back to Horowitz. Fires. That one deflects off a skate. Likashwa to Lampinen. Fluttering shot. 28 seconds left to go on the power play. Katz holds. Gets it back to the point. It's Horowitz. They've been out there this entire time. Horowitz fires. Loose in front.
It's still loose.
It's still loose. Katz on it. And that one gets wide of goal. 10 seconds left to go. Last gasp as Mikey Katz holding on to the stomach as he crawls over the boards. Gators get a change as his penalty expires. Massaros comes out of the box.
Really like what we saw on the back half of that power play after that face-off. Gators had really good control in the offensive zone, a couple good opportunities, but couldn't get it past Isaac Haugen.
Yeah, you like to see that for the full 2 minutes instead of just the back 60 seconds. If you do, maybe you get a goal by, but I like the pressure there from the Gators. Nice rhythm, but a really, really long shift. That top power play unit out there for all 2 minutes of the set.
Yeah, and one more thing to touch on with that power play unit. Keegan Lampinen on the defensive end, not something we've seen too much of in the past, so maybe Coach Frank Pasquali kind of messing around with that power play unit.
Gators in a foot race. They hold the zone there. And now it gets by Jacob Horowitz on to recover. He'll dump it in deep. Gators touch up Max Telab. in a race with it with Choi. Almost gets a stick on it. Berkey sends it back into the zone. Bulldogs trying to work it out of their own end. They send it through center ice. And now in a 1-on-2. A wraparound fire and scored. A pass in front gets by Connor Lee, and it's a 3-goal lead for Georgia.
Yeah, it was a great pass by Evan Parenti down there, finding his man in front. I mean, that's what we've seen this Bulldogs team do all weekend long. They're tic-tac-toe. They're very good at passing. They're very good at finding the open man in front of the net. And we saw it again there from Parenti, finding, I believe,
Tyler Stewart, it looks like.
Tyler Stewart was the goal scorer on that one, but a great pass from Parenti from the corner.
And frustrating start of the period for the Gators, able to tie it up, and then 3 quick goals, all happening in the first 8 minutes of play. 7:30, in fact.
Looks like Coach Frank Pasquali will call a timeout here, try to reset his boys.
Yeah, they really have to settle down. They came out firing, tied this game up, and then 3 unanswered in just 6 minutes of play here in the second period. A lot of action, but the Gators not out of it just yet. This offense is really, really humming. And a bear hug between Tyler Ure and Connor Lee. We'll see if there's a change in net.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on that. He might just be, you know, supporting his guy right
giving
there.
him some coaching up there for sure.
We'll definitely keep an eye on that. It's been a little bit of a tough outing from Lee, but he's been someone that this Gators team has really leaned on. Last season, at the beginning of the year, he was kind of sharing the net with another goaltender, Nathan Shield, and then about halfway through the season, Shield had to stop playing for whatever reason, personal matter, but then Connor Lee was given the net, and he did a fantastic job given the opportunity, as we kind of mentioned in those D2 playoffs. He played all 6 games in 6 days, 6 wins in 6 days. So Connor Lee has been a very strong member of this Florida Gators hockey team. So I really do believe that he'll turn it around. But I think his night will come to an end right now as Tyler Ure is inserted and heads towards the pipes for the Florida Gators.
And that one is won by the Gators. Ure in net, as you mentioned, taking over for Lee. And I think that's the right decision. You know, he played all game yesterday, no rest, coming into this one on the back-to-back. Let Ure take over here, try and settle things down in net, try some things out here. Again, still early on in this season. Now a 2-on-1 for Georgia, and a nice breakup by DiMartini. That one crashes
that
into
one
the
is
net,
waved off.
and it is waved off. Looks like it might.
Welcome to the game, Tyler Ure.
Yeah. Quick action there for Tyler Ure. Puck comes in crashing with an offensive player who heads into the goal with the puck. So puck crosses the line, but no goal. And I think that's the right call, as Tyler Ure is taken out completely, unable to make a play.
Yeah, that one waved off for goaltender interference. I'm not sure if they'll get thrown in the box for that. I don't think they will.
No, I don't believe so.
But it will be a neutral ice face-off and 5-on-5.
Yeah, they got to fix that scoreboard. But yeah, right call there. Gators catch a bit of a break as Georgia's not able to put the brakes on and stop from crashing into Ure to count the goal. So 5-2 still remains your score. 12:05 to go in the second period. Georgia wins the draw. This one gets ahead. Cole Rosen able to get a stick on it. And a long pass ahead. And icing.
I thought a Georgia Bulldog may have gotten a piece of that one. I think that's what Cole Rosen is trying to express to the referee right now. And I think one of the referees is going to agree, as it looks like the faceoff is going to be taken in center ice. So good on Cole Rosen kind of pleading his case there to the referee. Not something you see very often, but looks like he won that one.
Yeah, Florida Gators, nice defense for him here going on, able to work DiMartini out of the box as well. And now they win the face-off draw and fire a shot on net, which is cleared away quickly by Haugen into the corner. Sheets plays it off the boards, takes a big hit though. Puck remains with the Gators down deep. Cole Rosen trying to jump on it. Now Olenek in the chase. Nice stick there by Noah Horowitz to break up the rush from Georgia, now heading back the other way for the Gators. Olenek dumps it in, right onto the stick of the Bulldog. 11:20 to go in the period, 5-2 lead for Georgia. Now the Gators trying to come onto it. Noah Horowitz will flip it into the zone, hits the scaffolding, and that will stop play.
Yeah, kind of a low ceiling here in the Igloo, so it got up there and hit the stanchion right there. So
yeah, we'll head back to center ice.
Stoppage of play, another center ice face-off for you.
Zelansky, Berkey, Likashwa, Ho, McCoy out there for Florida. Draw one by Georgia. And this one will wrap around to Berkel-Jasek in the corner, tries to clear it out, can do so successfully. Now on the forecheck is McCoy. Likashwa tries to get a piece of that one at center ice, can't quite do it. Now in a nice little battle, Berkey able to control, head back into the defensive zone, get it to Zelansky. He fires one ahead to Liam Likashwa, moves in with McCoy to his right. We'll dump it into him down low. Likashwa finds a man, and McCoy almost gets a centering pass from Ho, but a nice stick by Georgia breaks that one up before it can get through in the slot. 10:30 to go in the period.
So Mansky blew a tire right there.
And firing shot heads wide of Ure in goal. Now back the other way is McCoy. Loses the puck. Ho finds it, fires, and it shoots it wide. Liam Likashwa gets it back to Zelmansky, who fires one as well. I think I might have caught McCoy on the way there. Ho works it back to McCoy. Nice shift here from the Gators. Ho back to the point. Berkel-Jasek fires. And that one is gloved down by Isaac Haugen in goal.
But a positive sign to see a good shift that time from the Florida Gators. Had the chance from Nicholas Ho, and then the one from McCoy right there at the end. I think he got a tip on that shot from the point, but Haugen saw it the whole way.
Yeah, really good shift. Always know that top line is going to get out there, come and work. And they did so there. Berkel-Jasek, of note, having a really, really good game as the Gators win the draw. Jacob Horowitz gets a shot off, and Haugen covers up again. We talked about it a little bit yesterday off the air that Berkey a bit quieter in yesterday's contest, the captain, but he's all over the ice tonight.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of good play from Berkey tonight. And as Lampinen comes into this face-off circle, him and Katz have gained a really good rapport. We saw it last season. We've seen it a little bit tonight as well. Right there on that face-off, Lampinen right to Katz, shot on goal. So right on cue, Lampinen and Katz.
And we'll head back into it as we just passed the halfway point of this contest. Lampinen wins the draw, gets it back to the point. Firing shot, and we'll head right back to the face-off circle.
Another thing I've liked from this Gators team in the past minute or so, a lot of shots from the point. They're trying to get, you know, maybe screens, tips, that kind of thing. Maybe get a dirty goal here, try to cut into that Georgia lead.
Yeah, and some nice clear lanes from the point as well. Not doing too much, doing what's right. And Keegan Lampinen back into the circle for Florida. Georgia able to come on top of this one. Nice stretch pass ahead. Waivada tries to work it through. Centering pass attempt blocked away by Jacob Horowitz. Great defensive effort there along the near boards. And a centering pass, nobody home. Jacob Horowitz able to come on to it. Gannon holds the zone for Georgia. And this one able to square into the slot. And now Mikey Katz tries to find Edwards as they entered the zone, couldn't do so. Now they had to get back. Would have been offside. Gannon is broken up by Waivada. And a nice centering pass broken up by Waivada. Good stick there from the freshman D-man as the Stripes take a tumble. Now heading back the other way. Nice move by Mikey Katz. Pass ahead to Edwards. Just goes off his stick. Lampinen loses it, and it'll head the other way. Almost an odd man rush for Georgia. Beautiful work there by DiMartini in the defensive end. Passes it right back to a Bulldog, though, and it'll head back deep for Georgia. Bulldogs working it in. 8:17 left to go in the period. Waivada. And a whistle blows. Not sure the call.
Looks like the Gators are getting a power play here. I think it was a hooking call on Parente.
And that's the motion from the officials. Gators have a chance in this one. Still plenty of time. 8 minutes to go in this one. Another 20 to come in the third. 3 goals. Georgia was able to do that in under 10 minutes. No reason the Gators couldn't do so as well, especially with how well this offense has been gelling, although still down on the score sheet. Telab in for the faceoff, drops it to the Bulldogs, but still worked in deep. Nice job by the Gators.
Really interesting thing the Gators have going right now. Jackson Choi on the defensive end, but Jacob Horowitz up front playing forward. Haven't seen any of that.
Trying some stuff out as you're able to cover up. And yeah, that's an interesting formation you mentioned. We talked to some players, and I know you mentioned last year they like to have Choi back there because of that rocket of a slap shot that he has. So if the puck is able to come out to him at the point and he can rip one, put it on net, seems like that's the plan that they're working with in the second period.
Yeah, and Jacob Horowitz, that big body, maybe kind of just throw him in front of the net, maybe create a screen type of idea. That's what I would think is the strategy here, putting Horowitz up front and Choi on the defensive end.
I mean, you saw it there. Telab lost the faceoff, but in was Horowitz with Telab to press into the corner and try and get that puck back for the Gators. As here's a nice opportunity for Florida. Josh Weinstein in the corner. This one wrapped around to the point. It's Jackson Choi back to Berkel Jacek. Berkey to Horowitz to Choi. That one just goes off his stick. He'll have to work it in deep to Josh Weinstein.
It's little things like that that are really costing the Gators. That was a little short pass from Horowitz to Choi, couldn't convert it. It resulted in a turnover and now a whistle.
Yeah, that one heads out of play. Looked like it might have went from Georgia. But still, yeah, I 100% agree with you there. If that is on the tape to Jackson Choi, he could absolutely shred that one on a one-timer, and who knows what happens from there. 1:10 left to go, but some nice work so far on the power play. We'll see if they can capitalize. 5-2. 7:20 to go in period number 2. Keegan Lampinen joins the rush. It's the top line, power play 1 out there for Florida. Noah Horowitz to Likashwa on the right wing. Back to the point. Horowitz fires right to the gut of Isaac Haugen.
I like the idea there, get pucks to the net, bodies in front. Haugen doing a really good job of tracking that puck all the way into the glove.
Not too much time off that play from the power play time. 54 seconds to go. Gators win the draw cleanly. Good job. Horowitz to Likashwa. Puts one in front. Finds its way to Lampinen on the left wing. Keegan Lampinen down low. Pass in front, fires, scores! Mikey McCoy, 5-3, and the Gators now back within 2.
Yeah, Mikey McCoy getting loose in front of the net. A nice pass from behind the net. I believe it was Katz on the pass. That's the second power play goal from the Gators, so these special team units starting to turn.
And now it's a 2-goal game, and the Gators are right back in it. They were circling there in the water. They smelled blood, able to capitalize. First pass got away. They were able to make it work, kind of same style, just as they drew it up. Now back to the face-off circle. Cole Rosen will win it for Florida. 6:43 to go in the period. He'll hold the zone for Florida as well as it heads back now in the defensive end for Georgia. 5-on-5 hockey once again. Berkel Jacek tracking back. It's a drop pass. Now wrapped around to Parente, who fires. Ure loses it for a moment, able to cover up there. Nice shot from Parente.
I think that was a really good timeout by Coach Frank Pasquali after that 5th goal from Georgia. Switching the goaltenders maybe was a little bit of a wake-up call to the team, saying, hey, you guys got to help this guy out right now. And we've seen that in the past couple of minutes. Gators get a power play and capitalize on it.
Yeah, really solid on the defensive end. Berkey out there skating his legs off. And we will head to the face-off circle. And some confusion here on Georgia's end.
Yep, some Bulldogs talking things over before the face-off.
And into the circle, Declan Conway wins it for Georgia. And this one will get out ahead to center ice. Backtracking is Raynov. Great work there by Berkey. And Gators stay onside somehow. Sheets puts one on net. Guided away by Haugen. Back behind the cage.
Good play by Cole Rosen, keeping that one in on the almost offsides play.
And now Georgia on the counter rush, sends one across into the corner. Almost lost the zone. They'll turn it over here. Berkel Jacek gets it out of Sheets. And now back for Georgia. Rosen takes a spill. Might have helped the Gators out a little bit. Battle along the boards, trying not to knock into the referee. And they'll have to track this one back. Just over 5.5 to go here in period number 2. 2-goal lead for Georgia, 5-3. Berkey able to get it around to Zach Selmansky. Georgia tries to enter the zone here. They're clearly offside.
Yep, entered a little bit overeager that time.
Evan Parenti standing on right by that right point. And just a bit out of position.
Just want to remind people that the next Florida Gators hockey games will be next weekend right back here at the Community First Igloo in Jacksonville. You can find them on the Orange and Blue Sports Network. They'll be facing University of Tampa.
Yeah, a two-game set against UTampa. First time on the D1 level against that D1 squad, as now the top line on for the Gators.
And the Gators getting another power play, I believe.
Yeah, nice job there from McCoy. Takes the spill, sells it nice, and the Gators back on.
Yeah, looks like big weekend goal scorer Alex Laracy's going to get booked.
Yeah, McCoy takes the slash there from Laracy, and the Gators on the man advantage once again, trying to make this a 1-goal game. We'll see if they can do it.
Yeah, I mean, power play's been hot so far tonight. You had Katz get that first one, and then the last one by McCoy. So that unit of Katz, McCoy, and Lampinen up top, Lickeshaw forward, has been working. So we'll see if they can get it going here.
This one wrapped back to Tyler Yore. Lickeshaw, nice move there to hold on to the puck. Now entering the zone, doing it all himself, taking it to the cage, puts one on, and buried! Michael McCoy, his second of the game, cleans it up for Liam Lickeshaw.
The power play is buzzing. How about Lickeshaw taking that puck coast to coast, and then McCoy putting away the trash in front of the net. The Gators are within one.
An exciting period for Florida. A nice play there. Liam Lickeshaw, I mean, that play just starts and ends with him. He takes it all the way, dekes through, holds on to possession there, using the skates to kick the puck forward, hold on to it, enter the zone, make it through 2 Georgia Bulldogs, put it on net, and his line mate, Mikey McCoy, is there, puts it top shelf, and it's a 1-goal game, 5-4 Georgia with the lead, 4:41 to go in the second period.
Yeah, Georgia kind of kicking themselves right now, shooting themselves in the foot, taking back-to-back penalties, letting the Gators get right back into this game. And both centers get kicked out of the draw.
And that sends Weinstein in alongside Tyler Stewart. Georgia comes up with it. Drops it behind Yer. Jacob Horowitz on the puck. Weinstein kicks it ahead. Nice stick there by Telab. Shortens up the pass. That one gets past Jackson Choi, and a nice stick there by Waivada to bat down that shot attempt. Yer doesn't have to do too much to send that one away. And a high stick there from Choi to bat that puck down.
Gets waved off as Georgia gained possession.
And now deep in the Gator zone. Jacob Horowitz doesn't quite have the edge on it, but able to push that one ahead to Weinstein. And a pass across to Choi, not enough power on it. Now back in deep, Weinstein wraps it around to the point. And the whistle sounds.
I think Florida's getting another power play right now. They are.
Unbelievable. And we'll keep an eye for the call. Didn't quite see anything there. And so for Georgia, Tyler Stewart will enter the box.
Yeah, didn't quite catch the call there, but Tyler Stewart in the box. This power play has been hot for Florida, so we'll see if they can do it again here.
And away we go. Top line on once again. Lampinen does a nice job keeping it in. Gators eat a big hit along the wall. Can't quite get the number there. Whistle sounds. And it looks like that might be
I don't know if it was a penalty or maybe a hand pass. I think that was a hand pass, and that's why the face-off coming out to neutral ice right now.
Yeah, it looked like a clean hit along the board. Just wanted to make sure there. Mikey Katz, the recipient, takes a big crash.
Yeah, this unit of, it looks like Coach Frank Pasquali has found something with this unit of McCoy, Lickeshaw, Katz, Lampinen, and Horowitz. They've all done a great job. 3 power play goals already tonight. See if they can get one more.
Yeah, as you said, forwards pretty much staying the same on that top line. Katz replacing Ho, and then Horowitz, and then the forward Lampinen to back it up. And he's doing a really good job playing 2 ways, Keegan Lampinen. Now Gators trying to gain entry here. Minute 30 left on the power play, just above 3 to go in the period. Horowitz cross to Lickeshaw at the right point. Now back to Horowitz. Horowitz gets it back to Lickeshaw. Horowitz puts one on net, and that one gets a piece of Haugen. Now back to Horowitz, fires again, and that one catches a body in front before it can get to the goal. Gators still hold on to possession here. Great work. Katz, Horowitz. Katz again. Trying to find an opening here, can't quite do it. Drop pass to Horowitz, fires. Gets to the goal, but a nice save by Haugen, swallows it up.
Really good control from this power play again, working it around the zone. The Horowitz shot at the end there. Really liked what I've seen from this Gators power play in the second period.
Got to agree with you there. They look really, really sharp out here, buzzing. They're hungry for this tying goal.
And here comes the formation of Horowitz up front, Troy on the back end again.
Yeah, much more physical unit out there for the second unit of the power play. Special teams for the Gators looking sharp tonight.
Yeah, a little bit of thunder and lightning from the 2 power play units from Florida.
Choi to Berkel-Jacek. Now to Sheets, can't control too much sauce on it from Berkey. Deep in the corner, nice work from the Gators trying to struggle onto it, and a really good clear by Georgia will send this one the length of the ice. Yer will collect as the power play almost expiring, just above 10 seconds to go on that. Under 2 to play in the period. Gators last rush here on the man advantage. Horowitz trying to work it in deep. Does so successfully. Georgia able to come on to it. And fresh out of the box are the Bulldogs. And a nice pass in front, but that one is guided away by Waivada, who was lurking in front of Tyler Yer. Georgia on the re-entry, 1:20 to go in the period. Another great stick there by the Gators. Sheets now ahead to Choi, who dumps that one in deep.
Yeah, nearing the end of his shift there, just put it in deep and get a change.
And now a stretch past the length of the ice. Nice pass ahead, but Gators, Noah Horowitz keeps his stick on the ice and blocks up that passing lane. Under a minute to go in the period. Chasing down is Zolinik. Now back to Horowitz in the defensive zone. Gators get a piece, no icing.
Once again, I think they're going to drop this one in center ice again. I think the linesman missed another icing call. Oh, no, I stand corrected. I stand corrected. It looked like to me that it looked like the Gators got a piece of it right at the line, but maybe I'm mistaken. It was a little bit behind the line, and it went all the way down for an icing.
And don't go anywhere. 46 seconds left to go in the period. Jackson Choi's interview this past week on Swamp Slapshot coming up in the second intermission as a Georgia Bulldog takes a spill. Last-ditch effort for Florida. Ooh, Raynov almost gets a stick on it at the opposing blue line. 31 seconds left to go in the period. In deep, Gators can't give one up here late. Georgia holds his own, fires, saved by Yor, and a nice job with the stick, pulls it in, controls the rebound.
Yor's been very solid since taken over for Connor Lee in this second period. So far, the Georgia Bulldogs haven't been able to get anything past the Orr. Knock on wood, though.
18 seconds left to go. Both teams will get a full change. Tetlab on to take the draw. Gators, if we had the stats, I would say leading the team in face-off win rate.
He wins another one right there.
Yeah, nice job. Zelmansky on the wing, able to work that one back out. 12 seconds left to go. Quick rush here from the Gators, trying to put one by. Zelmansky all the way. Can't get it to go. Nice job, coast to coast from the D-man. Now 3 seconds, 2, firing, and that one will head wide of goal. An exciting period. Gators tie it up 2-2. 3 unanswered from Georgia until 2 back-to-back power play goals from Florida make this a 1-goal game. It's 5-4 Georgia as we head into the third period. Jamie and Rob, stick with us here on the broadcast. Jackson Choi's interview on Swamp Slapshot coming up, along with an interview with a Florida Gator. We'll see you then.
This is the Orange and Blue Sports Network, the official broadcast provider of Florida Gators club hockey. All season long, OBSN will have you covered both on and off the ice. This is Swamp Slapshot with Jamie Goldman and Rob Russo on the Orange and Blue Sports Network.
Welcome into another edition of Swamp Slapshot. I'm the host with Jamie Goldman here with Rob Russo and our player guest, Jackson Choi. Jackson, how are we doing today?
A little tired, but we're here.
Yeah, why are we tired? Because of the late night practice last night, right?
Yeah, didn't get back to Gainesville till around 1:45 a.m., so kind of brutal, but
hey,
got to do what you got to do.
Love that commitment. Love that commitment.
Absolutely. All right, so we'll get into it right away. 2 games this weekend. Georgia, big matchup. Haven't had these guys since last year. How are we feeling going into this one?
Honestly, I feel like just as last year, we come into every game pretty confident. We know our team's ability and the skill that we have. I think it's top-notch across like our entire league. So, going into it, we're looking for a big W, especially with the fan bus coming for the first time, something we've never done before. Hopefully we're going to have our biggest crowd that we've had yet in Jacksonville. So
yeah, that's exciting, and we saw that. I mean, that's a big announcement. This should go out before Friday, so if you're not on the fan bus and you want to get on it, make sure you get on it in the link tree in the UF Hockey bio. I'll be there, Jamie will be there, Jackson will be there, so everyone make sure you get out there for that one. It should be an electric atmosphere on Friday.
Yeah, dude, I'm really excited about it. I can't wait for it. Do you guys kind of feel like you have a target on your back this year coming off the national championship?
I'd say, yeah, a little bit, especially because it was D2 national championship, and now this is our first season in D1, so it's kind of like we're walking in as champs, but not as D1 champs yet. So we played a few D1 teams last year, fared pretty well, but I think this year will be a big test for us.
What were some of those D1 teams you guys played last year?
The first one was South Carolina.
Okay, I didn't know they were D1.
Yeah, we went to South Carolina last year, played them. Unfortunate first game, lost by 1 goal. Sunday's game didn't go too well. And then obviously we played Georgia again last year. That was in the Savannah Classic.
Georgia's D1 too.
Yeah.
All right.
D1 last year too.
And
then also lost that game by 1 goal. So.
All right, but you're competing. 1 goal lost to South Carolina, 1 goal lost to Georgia. I feel like the team's kind of improved this year, so you guys are ready to rock and roll.
Yeah. We got a few new freshmen that are still got their legs underneath of them. I know Liam was just here last week, so he's definitely one of the new guys that gets the team going for sure.
Yeah, love that. So let's talk about Jackson Choi off the ice a little bit. So where are you from? How did you get into hockey? Like, let's talk about all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, so I'm from Maryland. Grew up there my entire life. Obviously not a big hockey state, but my uncle, he used to work in the NHL, and he is from New Jersey, or he was living in New Jersey at the time, and he got me and my family tickets to a Devils game.
Hey, I'm a Devils fan.
Yeah, so I've been a lifelong Devils fan since that game, that first game. I was about 7 years old, and we were there. We had sweet tickets, so like there was like the whole buffet food, all that.
Oh,
stuff.
no way!
Yeah, so
that's awesome.
Chicken fingers at the Rock. Oh yeah.
Yeah, my parents loved that. But I was just a little kid. I didn't really care too much about the food and drinks, obviously. So I was begging my dad to go out to our seats and watch the game. They weren't even planning on watching the game, but as soon as we sat out there, I didn't leave my seat, watched the entire game, and told my parents that was the sport I wanted to play. Went home, started learning how to skate right away, and the rest is history.
Wow, that's awesome. They got you a pair of skates, and that was it.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I completely understand. I mean, I was watching those Devils teams too back in the day. Probably around that same time, 2010, 2011. They had that cup run. Yeah. That was pretty nice.
Yeah.
That team was good. That team was really, really good. So, I mean, I grew up playing hockey, watching the Devils, going to Prudential Center 10 times a season, so it was great. And so that's a really kind of cool story. I guess I could relate to you a little bit there. That's really cool. Yeah.
So, watching the Devils growing up, was there any one player that, you kind of, loved or, modeled your game after or something like that? Even if it wasn't a Devil?
Yeah, so I'll say first my favorite player on the Devils at the first, when I first started watching them was Ilya Kovalchuk.
I knew it was coming, but I didn't want to.
In that Panther series, and I think it was 2015 or something like that, Kovalchuk killed us. Yeah. So I can understand that.
Yeah, so he was definitely my favorite player. Didn't really model my game after him though. Obviously, I'm a smaller stature guy. So actually, I modeled my game after Johnny Gaudreau.
Oh wow! Rest in peace, Johnny.
Yeah. I actually, when I made Team Maryland the top team in my area, I changed my number to 13 because of him.
Wow.
Yeah, so I wore that number for 4 years because of him. My dad went to Boston College.
Wow.
So I knew who he was since he was playing at Boston College. So yeah, I always try to model my game after him. I used to watch his highlights before my games to try and hype me up and give me some more creativity with some moves and of that sort. So, yeah.
Yeah, obviously, one of the best small players that we've seen in our generation, and really one of the best American players of this gen too. I mean, you also have some smaller guys like Patty Kane out there. American guys that are really that made a name for themselves as some of the best players in the league. So, and I think that's one of the good things about hockey is that you can have 6'8" bruisers, but you have guys that are smaller and have a lot of that skill, but can still bring so much to the table. So I think that's such a great thing.
Yeah, a guy I loved watching growing up was Marty St. Louis with those Tampa Bay Lightning teams. I think he was 5'8" or something like that, but he was buzzing around the ice always. So
absolutely,
yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. So the rink is closed. There's no classes going on. You got no work. What are you doing on a day off?
So normally I'd probably just relax, maybe go to a pool.
Chill, hang out.
Yeah, the apartment I'm at right now actually doesn't have a pool yet.
Ooh.
But actually I do a little side hustle. I cut hair.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
I've been doing that for about a year now.
Yeah.
Cut a lot of guys in my fraternity. Cut a few guys on the hockey team. I have my own Instagram.
What's the Instagram?
Choi Cuts.
Choi Cuts. Little plug. Choi Cuts with a Z at the end.
Yeah. So that's just a side hustle thing for now. Just a little money on the side instead of having to work grueling hours at a bar.
Yeah, no, that's not bad at all. Yeah. What kind of got you into that? What got you started cutting hair?
Yeah, so I started cutting my own hair first.
Okay.
It's because freshman year, I got messed up too many times by barbers in Gainesville.
I'll do it myself.
Yeah, I went home that summer and I was like, I'm going to learn how to cut my own hair. And then I was like, if I can cut my own hair, I can definitely cut other people's hair. So.
You're like, I can make some money off this maybe.
Yeah.
It's not too bad. I might need a haircut too. So.
Dude, I might hit you up for a haircut, not even going to lie.
Yeah.
So, like, do you got, like, a set of clippers? Like, do you got a set? Like,
Yeah, so I have like a set of clippers. They're really old. My mom used to cut my hair when I was like 5. So
really,
my mom kept those clippers.
Okay.
They're just stashed away in the closet, and I brought them back to life.
All right, love that.
Yeah.
Recycling.
Let's go.
That's good.
That's funny. When I was in boarding school, there was a kid that cut hair, and there'd be a line outside his door. Like, you know, just like so. Yeah, it's a good gig cutting hair.
Not too bad.
Not too bad at all.
All right, so you said last night, 1:45, you guys got home from practice. We were talking to Liam a little bit about what's going on in practice. Anything shift this week? And now you're facing Georgia this week, and then you got Tampa next week. So kind of 4 straight home games across the next 2 weekends. How competitive is practice getting?
I'd say practice is always very competitive. Knowing that we have 1 practice a week, we try and keep the compete level as high as possible. Try and mix in a lot of small area games, keep battles going. But nothing really changed this week. Try and keep it kind of routine. With only 1 practice, there's so much you can do in a week. But yeah, I think we looked pretty good last night, and we're all pretty excited for the weekend. I'll say that for sure.
Yeah, I mean, we're really excited for the weekend, too. We kind of talked about the fan bus. You said this could be the most fans you guys have ever had. You've been here for a few years. What does it mean to kind of be a leader on this team, a veteran leader? You've been here for a few years, director of marketing now, so you do some stuff off the ice as well. Kind of what does it mean to be a leader on this team?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's weird being a junior now. Don't like thinking that I'm an older guy.
Yeah.
It's funny seeing these rookies now. Thinking about rookies last year, and I still think about the days when I was a rookie. Those were like the best times of my life now, and I'm kind of trying to take a role like Parker Mara, honestly.
Okay.
He was a really good vet to me in my rookie class, and I'm just trying to be a similar role model to him, to these new guys.
Yeah.
And I think as years go by, I'm getting more washed. So I'd like to think, hopefully I can still put up a good amount of goals this year, a couple points every once in a while, but I think we're passing the torch to the rookies this year.
Yeah.
Especially Liam. I think he's going to light it up this year.
So do you guys have anything that you guys do for the rookies? Like, you keep referring to, like, the rookies. Like, do you guys have any kind of, like I don't know, like traditions or stuff that you guys do with the rookies? Or
yeah, there's a few rookie traditions that we do, and they also have to do like the normal rookie stuff, like filling up the water bottles,
picking up the pucks,
picking up the cup, the pucks.
Yeah.
Few other things. Not sure if I can talk about it on here.
All right. That's okay.
It's just tradition. We gotta keep it within the team.
We respect that. What stays in the locker room stays in the locker room. That's okay. I understand that.
Yeah, but so I mean, you said we were talking about the fan bus again. You've been on this team for a long time. Not only have you been a leader, but you've seen this program progress through and get better and better and better. Add a D3 team, try now to add a women's team. So, I mean, this program has really expanded, and you've kind of been there for most of that progression. So how has it been? And, because you've got kind of like a whiplash effect of seeing it move so fast?
Yeah, so, I mean, it's kind of crazy thinking about it. I remember my freshman year coming into it. I honestly wasn't sure if I was going to play hockey at first.
Really?
I didn't really know much about the team. There was no rink in Gainesville, obviously. And I looked at Graham. I think there was only like 2,000 followers at the time, and now we're almost at 15K.
Wow.
Last year, I think we gained probably like 6 or 7K. Yeah. We were probably at the start like 5,000.
National championship will do that for you.
Yeah, so we've been a lot more active on social media. A lot of people are now recognizing that we have a hockey team, I think. Trying to get more jersey sales out, trying to get the merchandise out for the fans, all that stuff. But yeah, watching this team grow has been honestly amazing. I think, there really isn't another team in the SEC that has the following that we do. It's just the Gator history, school and all that, and now we have a hockey team. And I do think in the future, not now, maybe 10 plus years, I could see a D1 SEC league for ice hockey coming. I wish it was during my time, but I probably wouldn't be on the team. So I'm happy to be here while it's in the works.
The treadmill keeps on going and going and going. But yeah, I mean, we talked about your director of marketing for the team. So I mean, how's that been for you? I mean, that's a pretty big role. That's cool. And obviously, social media is so important now. And I mean, you guys have done a really good job. You got a lot of collaborations, good relationship with Barstool and Red Cup and things like that to try and get your information out there and things like that. So how's that been, kind of forming those relationships and learning the social media side of things?
Yeah, so the reason I took that role is because I think in the future I kind of want to do something with marketing. I'm not really a big numbers finance guy. I've always known that. So yeah, with that role, it's been pretty fun. Over the summer, me and the other Nick Ho, he's the other director of marketing, and we were doing like the interviews for all the interns for this year for the media team. So that was a pretty cool process to be a part of, and just learning the ins and outs of how social media works, when we should be posting, what we should be posting, how often we should be posting, all of that stuff, and coordinating with the media team as well. This weekend is probably going to be the first weekend where a lot of them get to experience UF hockey, a lot of new faces this year. So yeah, I mean, I've been loving the role so far, and I'm excited for what's to come.
So, first time you're getting the fan bus, probably going to be the most packed house we've seen. If you have a message to the fans before we wrap up here, what are they going to see Friday night?
I'm just going to say it's going to be rowdy, or we need you guys to be rowdy for us. And yeah, just be excited, get up. We need you guys. We need the energy for sure. This needs to be a home game for us. In Savannah, it's more of a home game for them because it's in Georgia.
Got you.
So hopefully we can get this one and make it more like a Gators environment for us.
There it is. Bring the energy. Heard it here from Jackson Troy. That's pretty much going to do it for this episode of the Swamp Slapshot. We thank you for tuning in. You can find all of our podcasts on the Orange and Blue Sports Network at OBSN Gators on all platforms. Also, you can find this on UF Hockey on all platforms as well. Check us out on the game this weekend, 7:30 from Jacksonville, Community First Igloo. Then we're going to do it again Saturday night as well, Gators in Georgia. We'll see you there.
Back here on the Orange and Blue Sports Network, Rob Russo, Jamie Goldman with you today. It's a 5-4 game. A lot of action there in the second period. Just to take you through, Keegan Lampinen ties us up 2-2 in the first minute of the period, followed up by 3 goals from Georgia and then 2 quick ones from Florida on the power play. 3 consecutive power plays pretty much back to back for Florida, able to capitalize on 2 of them. Both goals from Mikey McCoy.
Yeah, I mean, McCoy, we just talked to him in the intermission, finally able to get through. We've been talking about this kind of all season long, the struggles on the power play. We even talked to Berkey about it in between the intermission previous. The special teams aspect of this game is so important for this Florida Gators hockey team, and we saw it kind of swing into the Gators' favor where we haven't seen too much of that this season. So it's great to see that, the special teams going 3 power play goals in that period. So, sky's the limit for this power play right now.
Yeah, and really, they must have, I said it before, they must have heard the 3 keys to the game, because their sticks are down on the ice. They're getting in the way of those passing lanes. They're getting bodies in the way. They're getting in the way of shooting lanes. They're making Tyler Yur's now life easy after that goalie switch after the 3 goals put up by Georgia in the second period, and then kind of that swing of momentum that happened afterwards. So, they're really, really locking in now soundly after those 3 goals. That second half of that second period, man, that team looked completely different out there.
Yeah, it was night and day from the first half of that period and the second half of that period. It was almost like they got down 3 goals. Coach called the timeout. They talked things over. They reset. They switched the goalie. That may have been a little bit of a wake-up call for this team. And then you come out and they score 2 unanswered goals, and you're right back into the game. You got an opportunity to talk to Michael McCoy about that power play a little bit, so let's throw it to that right now.
Here with Michael McCoy here in the second intermission. Mike, You let up 3 goals early there after you tied it up at the beginning of the period, but that you guys answered back there. A lot of power play opportunities. You put 2 behind. 2 of those had your name on it. How'd it feel to get on the score sheet twice?
Good. Got my first second of the year, so definitely feels good for that, but also good boost for the team. We switched some stuff up on the power play. It seems to be working, so it gave us a pretty good boost of momentum going into the third.
Yeah, I mean, clearly there's been some stuff. There's been some changes. Can you let us in on a little bit of what's going on there? Power play has been struggling a little bit to start off the season. It looks like a different animal today.
Yeah, just preparation before the game. All the guys are talking about what we want, what our goals are on this power play, where we're trying to set up, and that's obviously proved to be working out. So, yeah, definitely more of that in the future.
Yeah, and then down 3 goals there early in the period, cut it down. Now it's just a 1-goal deficit heading into the third. How'd you guys stay in it there? Didn't get discouraged down 3 goals?
Yeah, just playing for your teammates. The guy next to you is going out there giving 110%, so you have to as well. And then, yeah, we can just rely on our guys, and we have the personnel, we have the talent. We just got to put it together. Yep.
All right, Michael McCoy there for the Florida Gators. Best of luck there in the third.
Thank you.
Welcome back into the Orange and Blue Sports Network. This broadcast of Florida Gators hockey, it has been a wild one so far here tonight. Kind of on par the way this whole season's been going. The Gators tied things up early in that second period, and then the wheels fell off for a second there, falling behind 5-2. But then a couple of power play goals late in that period, both from Michael McCoy. Now it's a 5-4 hockey game. We got 20 minutes left to play in this third period, and who knows what kind of twists and turns the rest of this game is going to take us with. We got Liam Lickeshaw stepping into the face-off circle for Florida against Declan Conway for the Bulldogs, and we are underway in this third period of play. Sent in deep by the Bulldogs. Bounced right in front of Tyler Ure's net. Zelmansky cleaned it up. Out to center ice now. It's Poole. Chipped in by Parente. On it now is Berkel Jasek. Up to Lickeshaw. He's got numbers. He's got speed moving through center. Good defensive play that time by the Bulldogs to put that chance to rest.
Yeah, great work breaking it up there, Georgia. Liam Lickeshaw had a lot of ice out ahead of him. Didn't know if he wanted to shoot or try and get that outlet pass to Mikey McCoy, who was coming up the left wing. Tried to take it himself, but both defenders crashed down on him and got that puck off his stick.
It'll be an icing call on Georgia, so it'll bring things into the offensive zone for Florida. Back to that Lickeshaw, McCoy, Ho line right now. Berkel, Jasek, and Zelmansky manning the blue line right now. Face-off won by the Gators. McCoy off the post.
Oh, that one just clips the crossbar just too high.
McCoy is feeling it right now. 2 goals in that second period. Almost had another one right there. Puck comes out to neutral ice. McCoy sends it right back into the Gators' offensive zone.
Great work there, taking advantage. McCoy non-stop. There he goes again.
Up to Jacob Horwitz. He plays it off the wall, looking for Lickeshaw. Lickeshaw not able to retrieve it, though. An abrupt whistle that time. I believe it was an icing call, and they may have just miscommunicated, the referees did. But they got that icing call, and it's coming back the other way now for a face-off right in front of Tyler Ure.
Yeah, and just a really, really busy night for this top line. A lot of minutes out there for Lickeshaw, McCoy. And it looks like we have a switch in. Josh Weinstein probably going to take the face-off, but Horowitz up there close in the circle as well, Jacob.
I believe what happened there was they were in the midst of a change when the icing happened, and you're not allowed to change once you ice the puck.
Right.
So they're kind of still in the middle of that change right now. That's why you see Weinstein out there with McCoy and Lickeshaw right now. I believe that's what's going on.
I mean, if the Gators had a chance to get Lickeshaw and McCoy off the ice, I would pretty much guarantee they'd try and get them off.
Now it looks like they're bringing Ho back on. Looks like Ho may have snuck a change in when no one was looking, and they're going to make Weinstein come back to the bench now. So maybe a little bit of tired legs out there. Nearing the end of their shift right now is Lickeshaw, Ho, and McCoy.
You know, lucky for them, that confusion gives the top line a breather.
Yeah, they were able to kind of take a second to breathe there. Hopefully they'll be ready to go for this face-off, as it's won by the Gators, played out to center ice, and now the Gators able to get that change.
Much needed.
Going the other way, though, are the Bulldogs in front of your. Bulldogs have it behind the net now, up to the point. Moving the puck quickly around the zone. Nice block shot from Troy. Lazzaros couldn't get it to the net. Haugen swings and missed. That's the brother of goaltender Isaac Haugen. That's Truman Haugen, number 27, on the back end for the Georgia Bulldogs. I believe they're twins.
Yes, twin brothers.
They are twin brothers. Laracy has it in center ice. Trying to dipsy-doodle with it right now. Trying to be a little too cute. Loses control. And now it's Waivada. Waivada for Florida. He'll play it right back to center.
Yeah, right play there. Just try and reset. Zone wasn't looking too good. Georgia was in nice defensive positioning.
Yeah, didn't have anyone with him, so he went back to center ice and gathered some teammates to join the rush with him. Now it goes down behind the net for Haugen. Truman Haugen, that is. Tries to play it up. Couldn't find his teammate, and Josh Weinstein's going the other way for the Gators. Pass a little bit too far out in front for Troy, and Gannon will play it behind the net. Gannon looking for a stretch pass. Horowitz cuts it off in center ice, sends it right back down. Behind the net now are the Bulldogs. Plays it back for Gannon. Edwards on the forecheck on Gannon right now, giving them a little bit of a hard time trying to break out of this D zone. Gators trying to force a turnover, and finally the Georgia Bulldogs just send it all the way down the ice. That's going to be an icing. So the Gators are going to get another offensive zone faceoff.
Yeah, a lot of time of possession there for Florida, but really not much to come of it. I mean, I would much rather have 10 seconds of high-paced offense than 5 minutes of possession that really goes nowhere.
Yeah, I agree with that, Rob. But an offensive zone faceoff here for the Gators, and it looks like we're going to have a similar situation that we just saw, as maybe the Bulldogs snuck a change in there, and now they're bringing guys off the ice, and now it looks like they got things figured out, and we're about ready to continue play. Edwards wins the draw. Back for DiMartini. He shoots, blocked on the way. Gannon will play it up. To center ice, it's Waivada for Lampinen and Katz. Katz will send it in. Katz and Lampinen kind of have been the dynamic duo for the Gators for a while now. See if they can tie the game here. As Edwards has it behind the net in front for Lampinen. It's Horowitz. He shoots. It's still loose in front. It's still bouncing around.
Gotta get back.
Georgia able to get it going with a rush now, and Michael Katz is going to get booked for something. And Georgia's going to get back onto the power play. A hooking call on Katz. He can't believe it. I don't think he's going to win this one, though. Katz putting his arms up like, what do you mean, man? But he's going to the box.
I'm kind of on Katz's side here. I mean, he was down. He had pretty much a step behind the guy in front of him. Really didn't look like much there. I don't know. Really didn't look like much there as he slams the door in a bit of a frustration.
A little bit of aggressive slam that time from Mikey Katz. Hopefully the Gators can take care of business here on this penalty kill. Special teams has been in the Gators' favor, as they do. I believe they have a shorthanded goal and 3 power play goals in this game. All 4 goals on the special teams for Florida so far.
Yeah, had the shorty before, only gave one up, down 2 men instead of 1 on a 5-on-3. Really wasn't much for the Gators to do there. So really have to work, and now with some more urgency.
Yeah, 15 minutes remaining in this game. As Georgia sets up their power play, it's Gannon, cross ice. Edwards tries to play it up the wall. He's cut off by a Georgia Bulldog. and finally the puck does come out to center ice. Lampinen wheels, trying to win the race. He can't. Parente swings that puck out to a safer spot. He's checked by Olenek, though.
Really good job by the Gators trying to stick with the open man.
Has a turnover in center ice again. Now it's Berkel-Jasek moving in with Lampinen. Berkel-Jasek makes a move, cuts to the net. Almost put it by Haugen that time.
And now got to get back fast.
Olenek doing a good job on this penalty kill right now. Georgia really hasn't been able to get anything going.
Great job there by Olenek. Stops the play dead in neutral ice and dumps that puck back in.
Gannon made his way through a couple of Gators that time, not able to pull the trigger on the shot, though.
Well, Gators caught a break there. Gannon has an absolute rocket of a shot, was in nice and close on Ure, and just wasn't able to pull it on the wrister, lost it.
Georgia moving through center with speed. Drops it back for Massaros. Massaros up top for his defenseman. Skitters just past Ure into the corner. Back on it are the Bulldogs, setting up for this power play as Katz gets ready to come out. Cross-ice pass, beautifully done, and buried that time by Ryan Bailey. A great pass across. I believe it was Massaros who made the pass, and Georgia builds a little bit of a cushion here, extends their lead to 6-4.
Yeah, that one just gets by Jacob Horowitz near side and leaves a man open. I was gonna say before that, they were really good sticking, trying to get to that open man, close up the space in between, but there just lost control of their guy. He was open net front and a great pass. Ure wasn't able to get the stick out, neither was Horowitz, and they were able to bury it.
As Likashwa enters in the offensive zone, fires a shot. It's bouncing around in front. Comes off the glass. Horowitz able to keep it in for the moment. Gators right back on it. It's Nicholas Ho.
Nice job there by Ho, holding the zone.
Ho sends it behind the net. Likashwa trying to retrieve it. Battling with a Georgia Bulldog. Georgia getting up to center ice now. 2-on-2 break for the Bulldogs. Sticked away by Noah Horowitz. He'll send it out to center ice. Gators on the neutral ice forecheck now. A nice hit that time from Horowitz, separates the man from the puck. Shot on Ure, sticked away to the corner, and now it's DiMartini. Kind of lost his footing for a second there, but able to send it around for Horowitz. Horowitz on it with some speed, finds Ho. Ho bounces it off the wall for McCoy. Likashwa lays a hit in the corner. It's Horowitz. Fires one blocked on the way and out of play.
Horowitz, top to bottom, has had a really good performance tonight. Offensively and defensively, Noah has been a guiding light for this Gators team, getting in the way, blocking shots, and putting them on net at a very efficient rate from the point, with a lot of power as well.
Yeah, Noah Horowitz has been a solid guy for the Gators back there on defense, as Josh Weinstein wins a draw back to Berkel-Jasek. Shot stopped by Haugen. Another offensive zone faceoff here for Weinstein and the Gators.
Yeah, Berkey had a lane there, kind of took a quick snapshot at the goaltender. Haugen unable to get through.
Faceoff won by the Bulldogs. Gators forecheck is on it right away, though. Georgia doing a good job breaking out of the zone there. Berkel-Jasek trying to reset and send it back in. Pass is intercepted. It's Georgia up to the point for Haugen. In front, a nice redirect just wide of Tyler Ure's net. Now Georgia's right back on it. A bad turnover that time from Florida. It's in the corner. Up top, Choi able to get a stick on it. Excuse me, that's Rainoff, and there's going to be a penalty behind the play. It looks like it's going to be Zach Zelmansky as Choi slams his stick in frustration. And special teams has been the name of the game here, as they just allowed a power play goal a minute ago, and now going right back on the penalty kill as Zelmansky will get booked for a 2-minute penalty.
Yeah, I was too focused on getting ahead of the play. Saw a nice job from Rainoff poking that puck ahead and was on it one-on-one with the Georgia defender. Tried to get one man to beat to get to the netminder, but unfortunately a penalty from Zelmansky, and the Gators in a bit of a hole here.
We've seen this Gator team score a shorthanded goal already tonight. We'll see if they can do it again here. Cross-ice pass, and he scores. It was almost deja vu right there. We saw that exact same play on the previous power play. And once again, Ryan Bailey puts it home, and the Gators find themselves digging a little bit deeper into that hole right now, behind 3 goals.
And it's frustrating. I mean, you're within an arm's reach of tying up this game at 5-5. You blink and it's 4-7.
Yeah, every time the Gators kind of get a little bit of momentum, it's like Georgia puts a stop to it. It's almost like 1 step forward, 2 steps back for this Florida Gators hockey team right now. Still 12-19 remaining in this period. Coach Frank Pasquali already used his timeout, so Florida will be without a timeout for the rest of the game. Georgia going the other way now. Plays it into the corner. Waivada couldn't control. Waivada, good job of pinning him to the wall there. Let Lampinen come up and pick it up. It's Katz and Lampinen. Breaking through, it's Lampinen, he's got a chance. Fires it, stopped by Haugen.
I think Mikey Katz held on to that puck for just a little bit too long. By the time it got to Keegan Lampinen, the angle was all but closed. If he was able to dish that one off to the left wing, Lampinen would have had a really good shot far side.
Yeah, and here comes that Lickeshaw-McCoy line again. Looks like they're going to keep Keegan Lampinen here. Coach Frank Pasquali putting Lampinen on the defensive end right now. Katz up front with Lickeshaw and McCoy. Lampinen and Horowitz on the back end, and it's because Laracy is getting a penalty right now. Gators going back onto the power play.
Yeah, getting a bit too physical down low there, but the Gators have an opportunity here just over halfway to go in this third period.
Gators power play has been money all night long, so a golden opportunity here to get right back into this game if you're Florida. Lickeshaw steps into the circle. Wins the draw for Katz. It's Horowitz, and the Gators are set up. McCoy, Horowitz. Over to Lampinen. Down to Katz, back to Lampinen. Lampinen moving towards. It's Katz behind the net in front for McCoy. Looking for the hat trick.
Good job there getting the pads down in front. And no opportunity left for Florida. Nice hit there by Horowitz.
Good job keeping it in if you're Katz. And now it's Lampinen for Horowitz. Horowitz will fire one to the net. It's bouncing around in there, and it goes in! The Gators able to pick up the garbage in front and put it in. And it, hold on here for a second. Horowitz is getting sent to the box with the Georgia Bulldog. I don't know if the goal will count. A lot of confusion on the ice right now. Seems to be a common theme this weekend.
It looks like for Georgia, Laracy has left the box.
That's a good sign
so
for Florida.
You gotta figure the goal will stand if he leaves the box, and then I guess maybe these were offsetting penalties after the play ends. Nonetheless, Horowitz gets into it with number 14, Robbie Whitwer. Those guys have been no stranger to the box tonight. They were part of that big scrum earlier on, which had them locked up for 2.
And I think it's going to be 4-on-4 hockey here. Everyone on the ice almost putting up a 4. So I think it's going to be 4-on-4. The referee talking to head coach Frank Pasquali right now. But I think you're right. Given that Laracy left the box, the goal will count for Florida. And it's going to be 4-on-4 here. So a lot of open ice here. The Gators, a fast team. Try to get some of your quickest guys out there and utilize that open space.
I mean, if both of them go to the box, you got to figure it's for a scrum that they got into behind the play. We were kind of focused on the celebration that was happening ahead. Play got set up by a nice blast from Horowitz that got the puck in front. So he was a bit behind the play, looked like, with number 14, Robbie Whitwer. And now the Gators have a 2-goal deficit to break through. But it's 4-on-4 hockey. The question becomes, who does this benefit more? Georgia really sharp on the counterattack, but the Gators have worked well with the space that they've had today, especially with guys like Keegan Lampinen out there taking the face-off.
So Coach Pasquali going with Lampinen, Burkle, Jasek, Waivada, and Katz are the 4 for the Gators.
And you expect to probably see some combination of Lickeshaw and McCoy out there after this.
I think that's a pretty good assumption as Lampinen moves through the offensive zone. plays it up. Berkel Jasek, smart play there, backing up, not pinching, not giving up any breakaways. Georgia will circle back, keep it into the offensive zone though. Haugen will pick it up top for Georgia. Shot just wide of Tyler Ure.
Had a lot of room there, far side.
And the Gators able to get it back. Maybe get a rush going here. Katz loses control of it and picked right back up by Georgia. It's Parente. Oh, here comes Likachwa on a 2-on-1 with Lampinen. A little bit too quick on that pass. Gators still control. Down to Likachwa behind the net. Haugen intercepts. Up to Parente. Parente couldn't control that one. No one was near him. Kind of just misplayed it. Berkel Jasek behind the net for Wayvata. Wayvata cross ice to Likachwa. Likachwa loses control of it. 45 seconds remaining on the 4-on-4. Plays out towards the Gators bench. Wayvata will pick it up with some speed. My mistake, that's DiMartini. He'll play it back for McCoy. McCoy on it. Getting roughed up by Poole. Likachwa will step in to help him out. McCoy on it again. In the corner, it's Poole. He'll play it right back around. DiMartini steps in, plays it down for Likachwa. 13 seconds left on the 4-on-4. McCoy, very good job letting go there, not taking a penalty behind the net. 4-on-4 comes to a close, 3 seconds remaining. Laracy moving through center. Horowitz shuts it down. We're back to 5-on-5 play here at the Igloo. Play kind of pinned up against the wall there in the corner. A couple Gators trying to work it free. They do, but right to a Georgia Bulldog stick. Fired, bouncing around. Ure can't control it. Goes around the wall. It's Horowitz. Horowitz is a forward right now as he just got out of the box. Laracy back on it. Played back. Sheets couldn't get control of it. In front. Sheets does get control of it. And it's played down to the corner from Jacob Horowitz. Chips it off the glass into neutral ice. Gannon. And it'll be offsides for the Bulldogs. 8:35 to play. The Gators trail by only 2 goals right now.
Yeah, this is a high-scoring, high-flying game. Anything is possible. 8:35, as you said, left in it. So the Gators, they do have to work quickly just to tie this one up with 2 goals, and we'll see where they could go from there. But, you know, gotta have some urgency here against a very stingy Georgia defense.
Evan Edwards steps into the dot, loses the draw. Berkel Jasek gets roughed up there, loses his stick, able to kick it. Tries to kick it to Sheets, couldn't get it all the way to him. Gannon plays it right back down. Berkel Jasek able to get his stick. And Zelmanski's on it. Zelmanski, poor pass that time. Right back up. Berkel Jasek trying to get in the play. It goes all the way for Sheets. Back to Berkey. Berkey will fire. Goes to the corner. Sheets is on it. It's Ho. Edwards and Ho. In front for Ho. Oh, just put it wide. A great opportunity. Edwards set him up nicely. Speaking of Edwards, he keeps it in the zone. Laracy on it for Georgia. Back to the captain, Gannon, and he'll reset. Off the wall for Moore. Played into the corner for Moore. Checked by Zelmanski. And Sheets is back on it. Got tripped up there, and they'll get it. Max Telab was tripped near the blue line, and that Florida Gators red-hot power play is back on the ice once again.
I love that call from the official. I saw it right here, dead on in front of me, and the official had a great view of it as well. Books him for the trip. That's Jack Gannon, the captain of this team. Really a leader on offense and obviously on the blue line defensively. So this is going to be a big-time opportunity for Florida to get back within 1.
Yeah, 7:19 left in this third period, so plenty of time for the Gators to come back into this game. But you got to get working right now. That power play unit back out there. It's Katz, Likachwa, and McCoy. Lampinen and Horowitz on the blue line. This is a crucial moment for the Florida Gators hockey team in this game right now. Need to capitalize on this power play.
Yeah, you have 2 minutes of potential man advantage time here, and then after that, you'll have just over 5 minutes to go in the period, fingers crossed, at 5-on-5, and then if you can get to that point where you're going to have to pull your goalie to get the man up again, we'll see where it goes from there. But, this clock is going to keep ticking and ticking and ticking. The faster they can act on this power play and keep this game going, get this to a 1-goal game, the better.
Yeah, Lampinen talking with Lickeshaw and Horowitz right now, trying to set up for this next face-off. Looks to be some confusion around the penalty box area right now.
But again, if you're Florida, Gannon is the guy you want to have in the box. I mean, that's the one that benefits you on both ends. You take their leader off the ice.
Yeah, without Gannon right now on this penalty kill are the Georgia Bulldogs. Gannon's been a big topic of conversation so far in these 2 games, all over the ice, both offensively and defensively. So we'll see if the Gators can take advantage right now. Face-off won by Georgia, kept in at the point by Lampinen. He's not a defenseman, so a really good job keeping that puck in on kind of a bouncing puck towards the blue line. It's Lickeshaw, up to Horowitz, back down to Lickeshaw. Over to Katz. Katz couldn't control. Rimmed back around is Haugen, and he does get it out of the zone. Gators will have to reset.
And just a bit too deep and out of position for that one. And now working it right back in.
Lampinen roughed up around the boards by Mazzaros, and Georgia able to clear again. Only 1:25 remaining on this power play. Gators need to get something going. It's Katz looking for McCoy in center. He'll throw it back behind the net for Katz again. Up to Lampinen. Back down to Katz. Katz. Lickeshaw. Up top for Horowitz. Gators getting set up. Horowitz fires one. It's loose in front. Nobody can get a stick on it yet. It's Lickeshaw. Up for McCoy. To Horowitz. Bouncing puck heading towards the net. And the Bulldogs are able to clear. Tyler Ure will come out and play it for Noah Horowitz. Up to Michael McCoy. He's got 2 in this one already. Drops it for Lampinen. Lampinen has it in the corner now. Fires. And it hits the netting upstairs. May have been tipped.
And Telab, the open man on the right wing, banging that stick on the ice. He wanted that puck across. Wouldn't have got there. I don't know. There was a lot of bodies in the slot, but he was open, and he had a lot of room to go on that far side.
Yeah, one last opportunity here on the Gannon penalty. 25 seconds left on it. Gators could really use something here. Telab steps towards the face-off circle, and he wins the draw because, of course, he wins the draw. It's Telab over to Horowitz. He fires, shot stopped by Haugen. And Georgia's able to clear. 12 seconds left on the power play. Maybe time for one more rush here for the Gators. It's Choi. Back down for Berkel Jasek. Looks like they're comfortable letting this power play come to an end. 5:19 for the Gators to try to cut into this lead. An errant pass that time from Choi. That's the risky run, putting a forward on defense during the power play. It's Parente. Choi back on it again. He'll send it all the way down. We'll see if Edwards can win the race. He does. Oh, I'm shocked they called an icing there. Berkel Jasek cannot believe it. He was very animated after that one, and I think he has a rightful gripe, and so does the head referee, as it looks like this thing is going to be dropped in center ice, and the Gators catch the short end of the stick of that one again.
I mean, you got to work out these inconsistencies with the linesmen. I mean, seriously, it's really interfered with the game on multiple occasions today. Berkel Jasek really does have a gripe to have there. I mean, he was on that puck and he threw his hands up. He knew he was in the right there.
Yeah, he got on his horse to win that race, exerted all kinds of energy to win that race and get an offensive possession, and then the referees kind of take it away from you there. 5:19, 4:56 remaining in this third period. We'll keep an eye on Tyler Ure, see if they'll look for an extra skater. Can't do it right now as Parente bearing in on Yer. Parente circling the zone for the Bulldogs. Plays it out for Moore. Moore shot blocked away by Yer. Sheets tries to get it free. It's Waivada. Poole will play it to Rosen. Brody Sheets trying to win the battle. It goes out towards the wall. Parente plays it up for Poole. And here come the Bulldogs on a 2-on-1 break. Finds a man in front. A huge save by Tyler Yer. Getting the pad on that one and keeping this a 2-goal game. That may have been a game-saving save right there. As it goes down for an icing once again. And it'll be an offensive zone face-off for Georgia.
I mean, yeah, what a save, what a way to get across. But, I mean, he had a lot of help on that one. Waivada on a 2-on-1 completely shuts off the angle for a shot from his man. Leaves one guy open because it was a 2-on-1, but able to force him all the way down to the red line before he was able to even get a pass across.
Yeah, and once again, an icing call that has been turned over again, as we're doing it in center ice again. These linesmen are having a hard time getting on the same page. This is the third time we've seen this, the second time in about 2 minutes right now. So the Gators win the draw, try to get going again. It's Ho. He'll send it in deep. Haugen will play. He'll rim it around the wall. Georgia in center ice, trying to make a move. A nice hit that time from Horowitz. Using the body. It goes to the corner. Gators racing up against the clock right now. This is not where they want the puck. DeMartini plays it out to the wall. Able to get it out to neutral ice now is Florida, but Gannon will send it right back in for the Bulldogs. Georgia is not allowing Florida really to get anything going here in these past couple of minutes. Ho tries to get it to Lickerschwa. He can't. Right back on it are the Bulldogs. A shot. Stopped by Yer. Out to the wall again. Goes behind the net. DeMartini plays it. McCoy, one-on-one battle with Gannon. Gators able to work it free. Lickerschwa and Ho entering the zone. Lickerschwa tails off for a change. Ho, a nifty move there. Able to get the puck behind the net. It's Horowitz now. He'll fire one wide of the net. DeMartini, so far no movement from Yer. Might be getting to be that time though. It's Evan Edwards in the corner. Gators have possession of the puck right now. Only 2:25 on that clock. A little surprised Coach Frank Pasquali has not called for Tyler Yer so far. It's Lampinen on the wall. Out in front, Edwards couldn't get it. Finally, Yer does go to the bench, and the extra attacker is out for Florida. It's Mikey Katz, he joins the play. Lampinen has it. In front for Katz, can't get a stick on it. Edwards tries to get on it, he can't. The Bulldogs going the other way. Pass intercepted by Horowitz. There is no goaltender in the net right now for Florida. It's a 6-on-5. Burkle Jasek enters the zone. Back on it is Barrett. Waivada up to Burkle Jasek. For Sheets. Sheets tries to get it to Burkle Jasek. He can't. Gators need 2 here. 1:36 on the clock. They'll send it all the way down. It'll be an icing. 1:31 here. Frank Pasquali has already used his timeout. So the Gators without a timeout, they'll have to do this one on the fly. 1:31 remaining. This is it. This is time to go for broke here if you're Florida. Liam Lickerschwa, Keegan Lampinen, Mikey Katz, Brody Sheets, and Burkle Jasek and Waivada on defense.
Need a full press in here deep from every guy on the ice.
Lampinen fires one wide of the net. Barrett is on it for Georgia. He'll send it all the way down. It's a foot race for the icing. Burkle Jasek does not win the race. Gators have not caught an icing call all game long. It's Katz again. Katz off the wall. It goes right back down. Gators running out of time here in the third. Burkle Jasek behind the net. Looking for a stretch pass up to neutral ice. Looking for Lickerschwa. Bulldogs did a good job picking up sticks. Sheets plays it right back down. The Gators going the wrong way right now. It's Wyvada over for Burkle Jasek. Burkle Jasek for Likashwa. And it'll be an offsides whistle with 41 seconds to play here in the third period. Gators gonna need a couple quick ones here if they want a chance to tie this one up.
Yeah, not working with the clock to the best of their abilities. Some passes a bit off the mark that forced them back into their own defensive zone. Killed precious seconds off the clock.
Likashwa steps into the dot, loses the draw. Everything looking Georgia's way right now. The Horowitz brothers manning the defense right now for Florida. Noah's on it, looking for Katz, can't find him. It's a delayed offside, so the Gators are gonna have to touch up. Looks like the Gators might run out of time in this one. It's Horowitz. Looking for one last gasp, here are the Gators. Fires one towards the net, it's stopped by Hagan. Katz has it in the corner. They send it all the way down, looking for the net, can't get it. And it'll be an icing call. Another quick whistle on the icing there. Kind of worked in the Gators' benefit, but the rule is it's a race to the dot. That thing was whistled by the time Horowitz got to the blue line. So, little interesting thing to watch there. 8 seconds left in this one. Likashwa in the face-off circle. Still no goaltender back there for Florida. Horowitz will fire one to the net. It's in front again, another shot. Horowitz again, a flurry of shots there, but that will do it from Jacksonville. Georgia gets the win, 7-5 over the Gators. Gators just a little bit too late. Couldn't make that comeback, ran out of time on this one. And the Gators fall to the Bulldogs 7-5. We'll step aside for a second, but when we return, we'll have post-game comments about this game. You're watching Florida Gators hockey on the Orange and Blue Sports Network.
We're back here on the Orange and Blue Sports Network. The Gators fall to the Georgia Bulldogs by a final score of 7-5. It was high-flying action here. The team looked a lot better than they did yesterday. Made a lot of adjustments. They came out here, a big second period, and then a lot of action there in the third period. Georgia able to jump out ahead, and they didn't really look back after that, Jamie.
Yeah, I mean, you make some good points, Rob, but a lot of good things to take from this game. You know, one thing, I mean, the biggest positive from tonight's game was the power play. We've seen it struggle kind of all season long. It's only been a couple games, but haven't really seen that power play click. And then finally today in the second period, all of a sudden, it was clicking on all cylinders. So that's something that the Gators can take and hopefully continue to build on moving forward. That kind of combination of McCoy, Katz, Lickashwa, Lampinen, and then whatever defenseman was kind of filtered in with them. Usually it was Noah Horowitz. That really, it looks like they kind of found something there. So that was definitely a positive to take from today's game.
Yeah, 100%. I think Lampinen as a two-way player on that power play, bringing a little bit more of an offensive spark and a nose for the net, but also some responsibility with the puck and able to work the blue line effectively. It's a really good way to go about it. And then you have your most high-flying offensive weapons out there in McCoy and Katz, centered by Liam Lickashwa. So a lot of good work by the team there. So some of the younger guys mixed in with the older guys as well on that special teams unit. Definitely something that they have to continue to work on, but it looked really, really sharp tonight, and they finished a lot of their opportunities, just about 50% of them, I would say, by the time. A lot of penalties, and that's another big thing from today's game. Refs called a much tighter game than yesterday. There was a lot more confusion yesterday than there was today, but that meant that the game was a little bit cleaner. No crazy scrums outside of that one at the end of the first period.
Yeah, with about 12 seconds left in that period was pretty. Yeah, that was pretty crazy.
Yeah,
but other than that, pretty tighter game, cleaner game. But you know, one thing that went wrong for the Gators tonight, they kind of just found themselves behind the 8 ball early. Kind of a similar thing that we saw last night. You know, find themselves down 1-0, and then you know you tie it up 2-2, and then you go down 5-2. And then you get within 5-4, and then it's 7-4, and, you know, you could never really come back. You were always kind of playing from behind, playing catch-up, and that's not a formula to win games.
No, and I mean, yeah, it's frustrating because that first period, they looked really, really sharp out there out of the gate, but Georgia was able to capitalize on mistakes and put 2 past them, and it was a 2-0 game, kind of the exact same way that it was yesterday, and then it ended up being 2-1 leading into the second period, so they were able to get one back. But still, I mean, just finding themselves, as you said, behind the 8 ball a little bit too early, even though they looked really sharp out there. And it's kind of demeaning on such a good performance on the skates themselves, passing the eye test a lot more than the score sheet would suggest. And I'll just finish there.
Yeah, a lot better performance here from the Gators tonight, so you like to see that aspect of it. You know, moving forward, I think this team has a lot of positives to take from this weekend, and they get to do it again next weekend. A very tough test next weekend, right back here at home in the Community First Igloo in Jacksonville. They get the reigning D1 national champions, University of Tampa, coming in. So that's going to be a great matchup. We'll have it here on the Orange and Blue Sports Network this upcoming Friday, September 27th. Puck drop at 7 p.m. And then we'll do it again on Saturday, the 28th, 7:30 puck drop right here at the on the Orange and Blue Sports Network at the Community First Igloo in Jacksonville. That's pretty much going to do it for our show today here from the Community First Igloo. You have been watching Orange and Blue. You have been watching the Florida Gators hockey on the Orange and Blue Sports Network. But before we wrap up here, I want to give a big thanks to the man behind the camera. Erich Keplinger did a great job framing up all of our shots. He had to work around a couple of those poles. He did a great job with what he was working with. So we really appreciate Erich behind the camera. And then the man that made this all possible, Ethan Eibe, the kind of head honcho of the Orange and Blue Sports Network. He runs all of the Orange and Blue Sports Network platforms, whether that be the volleyball, the basketball, the baseball, whatever it may be, it all runs through Ethan Eibe, so we want to give a big thank you to him, and we'll be right back here next weekend. Don't forget, against the University of Tampa, 7 o'clock puck drop on Friday. Thank you for watching another edition of Florida Gators hockey here on the Orange and Blue Sports Network.
Thanks for tuning into the Orange and Blue Sports Network's coverage. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at OBSN Gators. That's OBSN Gators. Until next time, go Gators.